Much better.
On the Clashmore Kinsalebeg, where Toran Angel, Team Management of Kind of Fine. Friends, you're welcome here today for this Comer sponsored Western Hurling Intermediate Final. Our referees today is Team Management of Capaquina Fan Club, and the teams are as follows: Clashmore Kinsalebeg, number 1, Mark McGrath, number 2, Kenny O'Keefe, number 3, Jason Siebel, number 4, Danny O'Mahony, number 5, Brian Lynch, number 6, Ty DeBorca, number 7, Sam Fitzgerald, number 8, Edmund O'Halloran, number 9, Declan Allen, number 10, James O'Leary, number 11, Brian O'Halloran, number 12, Aidan Treaty, number 13, Paul O'Connor, number 14, John Pendergast, and number 15, Luke Coughlin. The Ballyduff team as follows: number 1, Mike McCormack, number 2, Jamie Hannon, number 3, Owen Laney, number 4, Shane Hannon, number 5, Jamie Carney, number 6, Shane Carney, number 7, Seamus Hannon, number 8, Sean Casey, number 9, Owen O'Brien, number 10, Andrew Casey, number 11, Kevin Casey, number 12, Conor Murray, number 13, Mikey Carney, number 14, Dennis McDonough, number 15, Fenton Murray. Now can I call the subs to the seats, please? Can I get the subs, please, up to the seats? Thank you.
Cheers, thanks. Cheers. Yeah, it's not better return than last again. Well, I you can go in and knock it out if you want. And yes, a very good evening. You're very welcome to Frahar Field for this much anticipated Cumra Isle sponsored Western Intermediate Hurling Championship final between Clashmore Kinsalebeg and Ballyduff Upper. Subject to correction, I believe this is the first time these clubs have met in adult hurling. An intriguing decider awaits. Tom Mansfield of Capaquina Fan is the man in the middle. Just to take you through the teams very, very quickly indeed. Both teams wearing a changed strip this evening. Clashmore Kinsalebeg will be in black, while Ballyduff Upper will be in white. Starting with Clashmore then, Mark McGrath in goals, Everhane, the full back line, Killian O'Keefe at 2, Jason Seward and Danny O'Mahony, Brian Lynch, Ty DeBorca and Sam Fitzgerald make up the half back line. Lorna Porca, Ivra Hucht is Edmund O'Halloran, he's partnered by Declan Allen. James O'Leary, Brian O'Halloran and Aidan Treahy make up the half forward line. And the inside trio for Clashmore this evening: Paul O'Connor, John Prendergast and Luke Coughlin. For the Ballyduff men then, they were relegated last year from the senior. They'll be hoping to make a quick return to the senior ranks and advance to the county final next weekend. Michael McCormack is between the posts, the full back line, Jamie Hannon, Oren Leamy and Shane Hannon. The half back line is Jamie Carney, Shane Carney and Seamus Hannon. Lorna Porca, number 8 is Sean Casey, partnered by number 9 Owen O'Brien. The half forward line then, the joint captains Andrew Casey and Kevin Casey alongside Conor Murray at 12, and the inside trio Mikey Carney, Dennis McDonough and Fionnán Murray. That's your team news then for this evening for this Western Intermediate Hurling Championship. The board officers are making sure everything is in situ. Tom Mansfield is the man in the middle. Busy day for Tom, of course. He was in Welsh Park earlier for Passage's win over Mount Sion, and we hope you're all in tune, and we'd like to welcome you to this live streaming service. Waterford GA in its partnership with our friends out there in Nematon TV. Both teams wearing a changed strip this evening due to the, I suppose, clash of red on the jerseys. Ball in, game on. This Western Intermediate final, eagerly weighted decider, is underway. Ballyduff Upper, one-handed the hurley there, doesn't work. Onto the breaking ball is James O'Leary on the 45. Offloads to Decky Allen, going inside, flicks the ball there, probably better off, maybe he could have shot himself. Ballyduff Upper back there in numbers, carried out by Oren Leamy, and Seamus Hannon relieves the pressure for the men from the far west. Down on top of the full forward line, it's batted back down there by Clashmore, who were in the black jersey this evening. That's picked up by Sam Fitzgerald. Great dual player, of course. Hand pass to Ty DeBorca. Another hand pass as far as Edmund O'Halloran and the farmer in the middle of the field. He's fouled there. Tackle was high. No hesitation from the referee, and it's going to be the first free of the evening to the men from Clashmore Kinsalebeg. They won this title 2 years ago, of course. Clashmore narrowly beaten by Clonea in the county final. They'd dearly love to get their hands back on that trophy in advance to the county final. Ballyduff lost their senior status last season. A club with a real proud tradition. See Morris Geary underneath us here. Bonishtor bib on him, what a servant and what a great ambassador he's been to the Ballyduff club. We'd like to say hello to Aisling O'Donnell as well from Clashmore Kinsalebeg, who's watching this evening's decider from Toronto. As we watch Tyg Burke go for the opening score of the evening. That's drifted to the left-hand side of the post and the first wide of the evening to Clashmore. Minute and 16 seconds gone. Puck out coming from the Ballyduff upper goalkeeper. That's Michael McCormack. Well fielded there by Edmund O'Halloran. Tries the flick pass inside, doesn't come off, but Clashmore do regain possession in the shape of Killian O'Keefe. Diagonally across field looking for Paul O'Connor on that far over side. He's certainly plenty of pace. And Orleamy comes away with that ball. Bit of a loose pass, but it still works out and picked up by Shane Carney, the experienced Carney, on the 65-metre line. Plenty of distance in that one, but it just trickles out over the end line. And Mark McGrath leaves it go out for the opening wide for Ballyduff, so it's a wide apiece. As both teams try and find their feet in this intermediate hurling championship. It's been fast-paced, some great games to date. Clashmore with that big win over on Ryan last weekend, while Ballyduff required extra time before they got the better of a really determined Shamrock side. All eyes now on Brian O'Halloran. Gets inside the 45-metre line, and that one looks good from our commentary position. Is it the opening score, but it just tailed at the last minute there to the right and wide. Second wide for Clashmore. You can see their idea and their plan to get O'Halloran on the ball, and the angle shot there. Just looking at the flags, very still evening here, very little breeze here in Fraherfield this evening. Ballyduff upper have it on the far overside. Sean Casey gets the hand pass inside as far as he's centre forward. That is Kevin Casey, the giant captain, going for the opening score. It's on target from Kevin Casey. Good move there from Ballyduff upper, and it was finished by the primary school teacher. A point to no score. Ballyduff hit the front. Puck out going to come now from Mark McGrath, long-standing keeper, of course, in the goal for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. And it's picked up in the centre of the field now by Edmund O'Halloran, getting on it's Brian Lynch at the far overside. First touch for Brian, who was busy coaching at the Kellogg's GA Cool Camps during the week. That ball is flicked back as far as Aidan Tree on the far overside. First time hurling, gets it down the line. A bit of space now in the corner for Luke Coughlin, the teenager. What a season, what a first season playing adult hurling this man has had. He's turning and twisting. He's surrounded by 2-3 Ballyduff defenders, and in the end Ballyduff stand their ground there, over-carrying, says the Raytor Tom Mansfield. That's going to be a free out combination there of Jamie Hannon and Oren Leamy drawing the foul there. It's going to be a free out, a bit of relief for the men in white. Just in case you are joining us, Ballyduff upper are in white this evening, and Clashmore Kinsalebeg in the black jerseys. Shane Carney with this free now for Ballyduff, plays it down the line. Good running inside by Fionnán Murray. Or sorry, it's their centre forward, Kevin Casey, getting on a lot of ball early on, but this one, just as I say it, commentators curse, and it's intercepted by Clashmore. They in turn give it away. It's picked up by another Murray. That's Owen. Plays the ball on the hurley, gets it back outside. Bit of space now here for Ballyduff. They're certainly playing this short ball game. Will it have an end product? Jamie Carney would like to think so. It certainly looks good from here. It's over the bar. Good patient build up there by Ballyduff. Back to Jamie Carney, and from the 45-metre line dissects the post. It's 2 points to no score, and Ballyduff take an early lead. 4 minutes gone in this Western Intermediate Hurling Final, coming to you live from the Fraherfield in Dungarvan. A behind closed doors decider, of course, with the new rules, but we do hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're tuned in. Come on, Luke Glasgow, Port Lorry in association with Nemeton TV. Mikey Carney drops the hurley, gets it back to Fionnán Murray underneath our commentary position. Looks good. It's an opening score for Fionnán, son of Finton, of course, and that dissects the post. That'll do his confidence a world of good. And so far, you'd have to say Ballyduff upper looking very comfortable, throwing the ball around well, and that was a nice score from Fionnán Murray. 3 points to no score. Ballyduff lead. Timmy O'Keefe, former county secretary, trying to urge on his Clashmore colleagues here in front of us. They need to get going. Pulled on first time by Killian O'Keefe down the line. Bit of space here for James O'Leary, who gets there ahead of Shane Carney. Seemed to fall over. Referee happy enough to wave play on. Tries to spray it back as far as Brian O'Halloran, but that ball is cut out. Good play there by Ballyduff and intercepted by Sean Casey. Gets it on as far as Andrew Casey. Looking for the run inside now. Plenty of Caseys on this Ballyduff team. Such a proud name, of course, and rich tradition in the famous Ballyduff Upper Club. Here's Fionnán Murray, gets some latitude. He's getting an awful lot of room out there and seems to be drifting out the field, going for his second score. But that one has gone to the wrong side of the post, and it's a second wide for Ballyduff Upper. Clashmore Kinsalebeg now going to reset here. Mark McGrath just going to take his time with this puck out to perhaps maybe settle things down a little bit as both sides try and find their feet. Michael Kelleher, the Bonishtor of Clashmore Kinsalebeg, the Abbey sideman, has done huge work over the last couple of years with the club. See Billy O'Halloran down there as well, father of Brian. What a servant he's been to the Clashmore Kinsalebeg as a player and now as a selector and indeed administrator. Great clubman. And it is the aforementioned Brian on the ball, on the hurley. Slitter glued to it. Open road in front of him. Umpires look at each other and nod to say that's good. Put up the white flag. Opening score for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. It comes from Brian O'Halloran. It's certainly one they've needed. 6 minutes on the clock. It's a good score by the primary school teacher, based of course in Killa in Cork. 4 points to 1. And it's Ballyduff Upper who have the lead. Opening score for Brian O'Halloran. Michael McCormack with the puck out for Ballyduff Upper. This one is going to drop down. They're very loose in the centre of the field from Clashmore's point of view, and Ballyduff have it again, but Sean Casey plays a diagonal ball across the far over side of the field to his wing back. That's Jamie Carney. He has a point already to his name. Down the line as far as Owen Murray just took his eye off it at the wrong time, and Clashmore Kinsalebeg are back there in numbers trying to hoover up possession. And breaking clear is the experienced fullback, the guard. That's Jason Seward. What a clubman. What a servant he's been over the years for Clashmore Kinsalebeg and both codes. But again, it's cut out a little bit too easy from Clashmore's point of view at the other end. But look where Ballyduff puck it right down on top of the nose of Ty de Borca, the inter-county man. Another hand pass here from Clashmore. They're playing keep ball. Killian O'Keefe opens the shoulders, looks for the run inside of Paul O'Connor. He's a real danger man if they can get him on the ball. Lovely hurley flick there, but it was a bit too loose according to Tom Mansfield. It's going to be a free in, and that's the tack that Clashmore, you feel, will try and ply this evening. Get the fastball into Paul O'Connor inside the full forward line. And it's going to be Luke Coughlin who's going to hit this free. Just completed. He's just out of school. I'm about to say completed his leaving cert. I don't know whether you'd call it completing the leaving cert this year, the way there was none officially. But hopefully those results will be out in the next couple of weeks. And all eyes now on Luke. Really graduated into a fine hurler and a fine free taker in his first year playing adult hurling. 21 yards out, should be bread and butter stuff for Coughlin, and that is over the bar, no problem at all from his point of view. 4 points to 2, and Clashmore beginning to eat into Ballyduff Upper's lead. Puck going to come from Michael McCormack. They get on with it quickly, out to his cornerback. That's Shane Hannon. Gets it down the line as far as Jamie Carney. It's kind of a loose enough game. Players' positions meaning very little. I suppose they don't mean very little in the modern game, as we've been saying in the last couple of weeks. Picked up in the corner. It's on the far over side. It was Mikey Carney, I think, who sprayed that one back out. Here's the diagonal ball, and here is the aforementioned Fionnán Murray, certainly showing well in the early stages. Off his left hand over the shoulder. It'll be a spectacular one if it goes over, but just gone to the wrong side of the post. Second wide there for Fionnán. A third I make it for Ballyduff now, and they are creating that chance. It's just the end product not there on that occasion. Brian O'Halloran has to come very deep for possession for Clashmore, but it's a brilliant ball in top of James O'Leary. Leaves it though for Paul O'Connor. He's the danger man. 45 metres out, turns to his trusty left hand side and fires it over the bar. Opening score for O'Connor. The landscaper is off the mark here in Fairfield. You can feel if Clashmore can get him on the ball, he'll certainly do the damage. 4 points to 3. It's certainly game on in this eagerly awaited decider between Clashmore Kinsalebeg and Ballyduff Upper. Both teams having some great battles over the last couple of weeks to get to today's decider and the paths to the final. Just looking at them, they've been very interesting in this fast-paced championship, the Glamour Championship they call it, the Western Intermediate one. Ty de Borca, he'd love to win another medal this evening, and with that score he's certainly going to put his side certainly in with a good shout. Opening score for Ty. Fluency in the movement there. Good offload by Brian Lynch, and Ty de Borca raiding upfield there. That's a great score by a top quality hurler. 4 apiece, old square. 9 minutes gone. Lively start to this Cumra Isle Western Intermediate Hurling Championship final, coming to you live from Porky Arica and Doongaravoe. And Edmund O'Halloran picks it up diagonally across field, looking for the run of O'Connor. Marshalling him is Shane Hannon. Shane does well, gets a flick in. Good play there by Shane Hannon. Mikey Carney gets it back as far as Hannon, and again the hurley pass blocked down. Good work by Aidan Tree, a man who always works his socks off. But Ballyduff have possession here. It's from their centre back Shane Carney. Launches a huge one in. May work out for Mikey Carney. Dangerous one around the square, and it just hops out over the end line there. And a bit of relief for Clashmore. Mark McGrath happy to see that one out over the line. The Ray O'Brien Cup, the Memorial Ray O'Brien Cup, is here in front of us. Of course, one of the best hurlers to come out of Tallow in the 1970s and 80s. That's what's at stake here this evening between these clubs. Ballyduff have possession now, and Clashmore certainly battling hard as well. Ballyduff in the white, Clashmore in their changed black strip this evening. Edmund O'Halloran gets a tap in the shoulder there from Thomas Welch. The linesman to say, yeah, you're okay, go on, play on. Battle for possession on the far overside. It's picked up by Ballyduff. Jamie Carney certainly getting on a lot of ball. Flick passes it outside as far as Sean Casey. Brother, of course, of Andrew, who's in the half-forward line this evening, trying to get the ball down the line there as far as Kevin Casey. Sticking to his guns, though, is Aidan Tree. He's certainly playing way out of his wing-forward position. Tig de Borca looking for Brian O'Halloran on the 40. Marshalling him is Shane Carney. O'Halloran gets a bit of latitude here, cuts inside. This fella has pace as well. Referee has a hand up for advantage. Is he going to play? He's going to call it back for the free. Yeah, Tom Mansfield, the man in the middle this evening. Of course, he took charge of the Passage Mount Sign game earlier on, which is also another one of our live streaming services games this afternoon. Waterford GA in partnership with Nematon TV. That was a bit of a surprise with Passage overcoming Mount Sign. They'll play Ballygunner in next weekend's county final, but these two teams aren't worried about what happened in Welsh Park earlier. Luke Coughlin is just looking at the post now and hoping to get his second point of the evening. 11 minutes played here in Fraharfield. Coughlin with the green and red helmet. Umpire just looks at this one and says it's to the wrong side of the posts. Third wide now for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. It was a difficult enough angle. Relief for Ballyduff. The short ball out from Oren Leamy. Bit of time now for Seamus Hannon, the primary school teacher down in East Waterford. And that one again, a bit of a waste there from Seamus Hannon. You feel he's inside line there. Won't be happy with that. That's 4 wides now for Ballyduff Upper. Puck out going to come from the Clashmore Kinsalebeg custodian. That's Mark McGrath in the gold jersey this evening. Down on top of Edmund O'Halloran, certainly getting a lot of room there. You can't afford to give Ed room because he'll deliver that quality ball into the inside line. Looking inside for the inside line. John Prendergast in there. But that ball is flicked away and Ballyduff Upper come away with it again. Good hurling there, but well cut off by Tig de Borca. Reads that game so well, doesn't he? In the number 6 position. The man with the red helmet. Offloads as far as Decky Allen, the army man. Looks inside for Prendergast again, but that's mocked up, and good play by Seamus Hannon, who has Fanon Murray here. Loads of space for Fanon, who's certainly coming deep to get on that ball and sprays it down the line. Looking for the run inside of the Ballyduff Upper forwards. It's Kevin Casey, the giant captain, trying to battle for possession. 2 players in black jerseys around him though. Clashmore working hard. Ballyduff have it though. Casey going forward. Flick pass back outside as far as Conor Murray. And Conor Murray looking at this from a commentary position. It is good. It's the first of the evening for Conor Murray. That'll do his confidence the world of good. Again, patience in the build-up there by Ballyduff Upper. Good finish, Conor Murray. Ballyduff shoot back into the lead. 5-4. Bit of space here for Brian Lynch. Dual under 20 star from last year, of course, played a great role in the fantastic win. Waterford beat Clare, of course, that unforgettable win last July. What a night that was. All eyes now though on Sean Casey. Gets it to his centre back, Shane Carney. Putting Ballyduff back on the attack. Mikey Carney looking for the ball. In fairness, Clashmore Kinsalebeg backs are sticking to their guns and they're doing well so far. I think it's Sam Fitzgerald keeping tabs on Mikey Carney, and there was a lot of talk about that during the week as regards who'd pick him up, but certainly Sam, he's a cool customer. But he's a really solid defender in both codes. Of course, he was part of that under-20 football victory as well last year and played under-20 football earlier in the year as well. No doubt his dad Peter is tuned in Munburney are watching this live stream tonight as Clashmore go forward there, and the foul is drawn from Luke Coughlin. He comes back out, punches the air to say, come on lads, let's keep it going, and he has a chance to amend the earlier free he missed there to try and equalise this game. 5-4, Ballyduff Upper lead, 14 minutes gone. Take it, we'll have the first water break coming up very, very shortly indeed. Perfect evening for hurling. Very little breeze and a still evening here in Fraharfield. All eyes now on Luke Coughlin. He's on the 45 metre line. Missed his last one and he's missed this one as well. It's a bit of disappointment there for Luke, who's been bang on cue, in fairness to him. Has been a big factor in Clashmore reaching today's decider with his scores both from play and frees. Ballyduff Upper get on with it quickly, and it's Michael McCormack after getting the 1-2 relieves the pressure. Batting, first time hurling there by Killian O'Keefe, down as far as Edmund O'Halloran. Fanon Murray comes in, flicked off Fanon's hurley there by Clashmore. I think it was Edmund O'Halloran got in the flick there, and Thomas Welch bang on cue there, the inter-county referee on the line. Of course, he was on duty earlier on for the Western final as well, and thankfully from commentator's point of view as well, finally Colligan have secured that silverware, and we won our first junior hurling title since 1984. County final to come next weekend, of course. We look forward to that one against Tremor. Ball picked up in the corner though by Clashmore Kinsalebeg, and it's Danny O'Mahony. Gets support there from his centre back Tig de Borca. He puts Clashmore back on the attack. It's a huge one by Tig down top of the 45 metre line, picked up there by Shane Hannon. Battle for possession there, and the linesman has his flag up to say it's going in. Oren Leamy come out with the ball, but it was gone. It's going to be a line ball. It's going to be a line ball to Clashmore right here in front of our commentary position. First water break, I'd imagine, will be coming up very shortly. 5 points to 4. Ballyduff lead. Edmund O'Halloran coming across to take this one. been Mr. Consistency for Clashmore, not alone in this championship, but even over the last couple of years. Always gives his all in the field. Of course, his father, Jack, of course, synonymous with the Clashmore club. I know he'd dearly love to be here this evening, but I'm sure he's at home watching every puck and urging his side on as that ball was flicked in there. Paul O'Connor, hands in the head, and that ball could have went anywhere. Dangerous ball in, just flicked wide. That's a 5th wide I make it now for Clashmore Kinsalebeg, and with that bang on cue, Tom Mansfield will call for the first water break here in Field. It is a sticky enough evening though, and both sets of players have worked really hard in this first quarter. It's Ballyduff upper with the lead, 5 points to 4. Very little to choose between these sides, and so far everything is going well. Alan Curran makes his way down there. The Clashmore Kinsalebeg club and Clashmore subs just in front of us. The Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup, of course, is up for grabs tonight. Man who, of course, one of the best hurlers to come out of Tallow in the 1970s and 80s, and it's fitting, I suppose, that the cup remembers Pigeon, as he was known, the Western Board's most successful championship. An even contest expected, of course, was expected in a lot of the previews we were reading up on in situ ahead of tonight's final. That's the way it's proven to be so far, 5 points to 4. Clashmore, of course, had that 119 to 15 points win over on Rhine last weekend, while Ballyduff were 132 to 24 points winners over Shamrocks. That went to extra time in a real humdinger in the baking heat of Field last week. Tom Mansfield not hanging around. 60 seconds is up, and players will get back into their positions now, and we'll resume the next quarter, I suppose, which we're becoming accustomed to in this modern era of hurling. But it's good to have it back, I suppose, and all that. Just a pity, I suppose, the crowds can't be at our games. But look, we're not on the government, I suppose, so look, we won't get into that sort of argument. And it's going to resume with a puck out for Ballyduff and their Iverahane. That's Michael McCormack. Ballyduff, of course, lost their senior status last season, losing to Formal Water in that relegation playoff. They previously won this title in 1964, the inaugural year, 1975, and of course they won it again in 2005. Won a senior a few years later. Ball on the 65-metre line, picked up by Edmund O'Halloran for Clashmore, tries to evade the first tackle. Gets it as far as Killian O'Keefe off his left-hand side. Didn't really look where he hit that ball, but he was under severe pressure. May work out for Clashmore though. Paul O'Connor trying to get it in his hand. It's picked up by Luke Coughlin. Good play by Luke. He's in the corner, has to recycle this one. Flick passes it back outside. Bit of space here for James O'Leary. Another flick pass. He probably could have opted for the shot there, but it may work out. Brian O'Halloran into the equation. Super score. Looks good from here. Brian O'Halloran, brilliant patience there from Clashmore. It's a second of the evening for the primary school teacher in Killa. Good patience there. I thought they overdid it nearly at times, Clashmore, but Brian O'Halloran, when you get him on the ball, the end product 9 times out of 10 is going to be good. 5-all, exciting start to this Western Intermediate final, coming to you live from the Field. Short puck out, nearly intercepted there. It's picked up by Jamie Carney though, off his left hand side, looking for Ballyduff upper. Their danger man is Mikey Carney out in front of Sam Fitzgerald under the scoreboard side of Field. Diagonal ball again, but that's cut out. Good reading there, the play by none other than Edmund O'Halloran. He opens the shoulders, puts Clashmore back on the attack, down on top of Luke Coughlin. Flicked away from him. That's good cornerback play by Jamie Hannon. Flicks it outside as far as another Hannon. That's Seamus. Hannons and Casey's all over this Ballyduff upper team. Down the line as far as Owen Murray. Lovely sidestep by Owen, wearing 18. Gets inside the cover. Hit fair and hard there by Edmund O'Halloran. Pop passes it back, but Clashmore working fierce hard. That's a brilliant turnover by James O'Leary. Gets it down as far as Decky Allen. Decky looking for Luke Coughlin inside. It just kind of drifted out a little bit too far, and that one is going to be mopped up by Oren Leamy. Has possession for Ballyduff. Back to his goalkeeper, Michael McCormack. Bit of space on the far over side now for Jamie Carney. Looks up, looking for the runners inside. He's looking for Casey on the 40. Sticking to his task there is Jason Seward, the Clashmore full-back. Very close to the sideline, gets it down the line. Looking for Sean Casey, bit of space now, gets the ball diagonal back outside. As far as Andrew Casey, the giant captain. Sticking with him is Aidan Tree. That's great work rate by Tree at Clashmore. Turn over that ball. They're the kind of ones that you feel could be crucial on an evening like this evening. Edmund O'Halloran looking for Paul O'Connor inside, out in front of his man, showing very well for that ball. Turns lively. This fella has pace. Taking Jamie Hannon on a tour of Field, but Hannon is sticking to his task well. O'Connor is turning and twisting, looking for options. Has support in the shape of Brian O'Halloran. Brian elects to shoot there. This one is going to hang in the air. In top of John Prendergast, tries to get a flick to it. Breaking ball favours the keeper. Ballyduff come away with it. That's Michael McCormack down the line. Bit of space here for Conor Murray. He's a point to his name so far. James O'Leary just lost the hurley, and time for Ballyduff to launch another attack. It's down on top of Mikey Carney. After him is Sam Fitzgerald. Good pick up by Mikey. First touch is good. Dances around a couple of Clashmore defenders there and sprays it back the line, but Clashmore going to turn this one over as well. That's great defending there. Hand pass outside as far as Decky Allen. Another hand pass back as far as Tig de Borca. They're playing that short game really well and finding one another. Michael Kelleher has that drilled into him, but just as I say it, it's turned over by Sean Casey and Ballyduff. Hand pass back as far as he's centre back now. Shane Carney, both teams playing this keep ball type game. Shane Carney or Jamie Carney, I should say, from distance. He's got one already. He hasn't got a second. That's 5 wides now. 5 wides for both sides, I make it according to our calculations in the 21st minute. 5 apiece, nothing to choose between these sides. We will have extra time, of course, if we are level, and possibly penalties, which we haven't had yet in any hurling game, not that I can recall. With the new rules, of course, results to be decided on the day. County final next weekend. Owen Murray, lovely flick over the head there, falls to the brother Fanon. Lovely flick pass inside, but again doesn't go to hand, and it's turned over there by Clashmore. Andrew Casey going forward, flicked outside as far as Owen Murray, but it's not going to reach him. May still reach though the Ballyduff upper men in white jerseys this evening. Andrew Casey, well intercepted by Brian O'Halloran, who's playing really deep, I suppose, getting on that ball, then trying to look for the run inside of Luke Coughlin. Referee says the tackle was high there from Shane Hannon, who looks at Tom Mansfield to say, what was that for? Tom indicates that the tackle was high on the number 15, and that's going to be a free in. And a chance for Luke to add to his tally. He's got one early run, was missed 2 then around the 45-metre line. He'll be hoping to get the radar back working for this one and put Clashmore Kinsalebeg into the lead. Of course, Clashmore won their first ever Western Intermediate Hurling title 2 years ago. Famous win over Ballysaggart, narrowly lost out to Clonea in the county final. They'd dearly love to get back to another county final, but they know, and I'm sure we all know, that there's a long way to go. Luke Coughlin, and this time the umpire goes for the white flag. That's going to bring the confidence back from Luke's point of view. You see Darren Foley making his way down. What an impact, of course, what a player to have on the bench from Clashmore's point of view. Really solid hurler, former county minor, of course. That's a poor puck out by Ballyduff, and recovering that one and turning it over is Decky Allen. In as far as Paul O'Connor. This fella, once he gets some latitude, is good, but again, Ballyduff are sticking to their task there. That's pulled on first time by James O'Leary. Tries to get it back in. Ballyduff defend, though. Brilliant work rate by Clashmore, and O'Connor turns it over. Jamie Hannon trying to battle for it. James O'Leary tries to hoof it back to one of his own teammates there. Referee happy enough to leave the play develop. Who's coming away with it? It's a man in a white jersey, and Ballyduff flicked outside as far as Seamus Hannon. Fanon Murray nearly has to duck to get out of the way. Seamus, big lengthy stride on him, and the diagonal ball, but it's well read. Cut out by Tig de Borca. Has a bit of shape, or Brian Lynch is outside him if he's spotted, but Brian elects to cut inside. A lovely short ball up as far as James O'Leary. Bit of space for Leary now in front of the 45-metre line, but that's gone to the wrong side of the post, right and wide there. 6 wides now for Clashmore. It was well worked, just didn't have the end product there, and it's Clashmore who still hold that lead, 6 points to 5. 23 minutes gone, and the short puck out doesn't go to plan. Thomas Welch has his flag up. That's going to be a line ball for the men in the black jerseys this evening. Very little to choose between these sides. We said it was going to be close in this, well, subject to correction, I believe it is the first time that these teams have met in adult championship hurling. We once again are subject to correction on that. If there's anyone knows, they might give us an old text maybe during the outbreak. Edmund O'Halloran, that's beautiful. We're right behind this, but it just drops a little bit short, and it's going to be taken away by Ballyduff upper. Down the line, Sean Hickey off his right hand side, looking for the run inside of Mikey Carney, showing well for this one out in front of Sam Fitzgerald, but it's flicked away from him. Edmund O'Halloran reading the play really well, back as far as Tig de Borca, holding the centre well and then distributing that ball, looking for Brian O'Halloran, takes it off the hand of Seamus Hannon. Lovely turn there by Brian, gets inside. Slitter glued to the come on, crosses the 45-metre line, difficult angle, but good play by Hannon. O'Halloran, who's a good footballer as well, boots that ball forward, but only into the waiting arms of Carney, the Ballyduff upper man. Out as far as Sean Casey. Down the line now here, a bit of space for his brother Andrew Casey. The Caseys combine, and together they combine with a great score there. Huge effort from Andrew Casey. That's his first of the evening, the UCC student. Has won hurling medals, of course, with the famous Cork College as well, and you can see why with that score. Wearing 10 but operating in the 40. Lovely ball down the line from his brother Sean. And Ballyduff upper equalise, 6 points apiece. 5 minutes to go to half time in this very evenly contested game. John Prendergast tries to get on it for Clashmore, prods it forward, looking for the run of Paul O'Connor. Beautiful pick up by O'Connor. He's so good to watch. Just as I say it though, fumbles the ball. Luke Coughlin tries to win it back for Clashmore. Coughlin has it on his hurley, tries to burrow his way forward there. Referee says that the tackling was illegal from Ballyduff upper's point of view. It's going to be a free in. He's shown really well, Luke Coughlin, and Loves to run at defenders as well. Draws the foul, drew the foul there, and a chance for him to get his third free of the evening. Just hear the sounds of the both substitutes, I suppose, and the officers and the selectors who were the only people, I suppose, let into Frere Field this evening. We do hope you're enjoying tonight's live stream. Waterford GE in partnership with Nematon TV, based out there in On Rhine. Luke Coughlin gets his third free of the evening, and Clashmore Kinsalebeg shoot back into the lead, 7 points to 6. 26 minutes gone here in Páirc Uí Arachar. Ballyduff not hanging around. They get on with the puck out very, very quick indeed. And that ball is flicked out off James O'Leary, or by James O'Leary even. It's going to be a line ball. That line ball will be to Ballyduff right underneath us. Thomas Welch is the linesman. Down the line, Owen Murray gets inside. They're calling for steps underneath us here. Tom Mansfield is happy enough to play on into Fionnán Murray. Well read, super hurling there by Tadhg de Borca. On the hurley, has to shorten the grip here. He can't catch this one again. He's going for it, just prods it ahead. That's brilliant skill by de Borca on the 65-metre line. Huge one by Tadhg. It'll be an inspirational one. It's going to hang in the air now. John Prendergast in underneath it. Full breaks McCormack. Ball breaks around the square there. Ballyduff upper come away with it. That was very, very close there. I think he got a knock on the head, but the referee is happy enough to play on. It's 8-3. Pop pass inside. Bit of time for Luke Coughlin. He's on the 21. Right hand strike is over the bar from Coughlin. He's on fire this evening. That's his first to come from play. And Clashmore shoot back into the lead. It's 8-6. I got clarification here from the great Alan Kern underneath us. 8-6, yeah. Ollie Drummy, I think, didn't cop that in the scoreboard, but I think it is 8-6 according to our recollection. That's the first from play for Luke Coughlin. Ballyduff upper looking for a swift response though, and that looks good. It's a really good score there from Ballyduff upper. And it is their centre forward, Kevin Casey, who knocks that one over. That's his second of the evening. 8-7, they're urging the scoreboard to be changed here. I'm sure Ollie Drummy will get a phone call in a minute, so it is 8-7 in fact to Clashmore. Pat Casey might ring Ollie Drummy to tell him maybe just change that scoreboard. The Western Board, fairness to the officers, everything in tip-top shape here this evening. It's in the centre of the field now, battling for possession. Seamus Hannon underneath this one, trying to prod it forward there. It's picked up, beautiful hand pass there by Sean Casey. Away now to Ballyduff upper, another pop pass outside. Falls as far as Owen Murray. He's going to leave it though for Conor Murray, his brother. The Murrays combine. Owen right underneath our commentary position. Hit and hope though from Owen Murray. And that's gone sailing wide there. And it's changed down the scoreboard. 8 points to 7. 2 minutes to go to half time in this highly entertaining game. Even Steven between Clashmore Kinsalebeg and Ballyduff upper. Thomas Welch goes in there just to check the additional time. And just to update you as well on the Eastern Intermediate Hurling Final, which is taking place this evening in Welsh Park. 13 minutes into the second half, it's Dunhill 114, Ballyduff Lower 111. So Dunhill by 3 points so far. Thanks for that. I think it was 3 minutes was additional time was signalled. 2 minutes of additional time here in Frere Field, and the puck out is going to come from Michael McCormack, Mark McGrath, I should say, the Clashmore goalie. I get a little bit confused there, a little bit tired from all the running earlier on, I suppose, in our game, so maybe you might excuse me for that. We'll follow the play though. It's picked up by Ballyduff upper. They're going forward, looking for the run there. That's a good hard hit, good physical battle there between Tadhg de Borca and Andrew Casey. It's Clashmore who are on top in that front. That's Edmund O'Halloran, puts Clashmore back on the attack, looking for Coughlin inside. Or Leamy and himself are having a right tussle there in that corner. Leamy plays this one back as far as his goalkeeper. That's McCormack. Strikes it out here as far as Sean Casey, who's getting on a lot of ball. And again, looking up at this, a really poor ball. Brian Lynch into the equation. Brian going for a huge one from distance off his left hand side. It'll be a super score. It's dropping. Flicked inside with Prendergast. Very close to it. Oh, and the ball just bounces out there. Prendergast nearly got a flick to it. Michael McCormack could have went anywhere from Ballyduff upper's point of view. That's a relief, and it came out instead of into the net. That could have billowed the net, but it's well turned over there. Good corner back play. Good hurley by Danny O'Mahony, but it falls for Ballyduff though. And it's Kevin Casey off his left hand side, and I think Clashmore there, O'Mahony just got the follow through of a hurley there. I don't think there was much malice in it, but that looked nasty enough here. The great Johnny Flavin, I'm sure though, he'll make sure everything is in situ and take his time with him. 2 minutes of additional time were signalled here in Frere Field. And I'm not too sure now whether that'll be a throw in or whether, not sure who had possession there. Clashmore Kinsalebeg edging this one by a point. 8 points to 7, 30 minutes gone. in the first half of this intermediate decider. And wherever you're tuned in, we do hope you're enjoying it. A fantastic initiative, of course, and fantastic feedback as well on the new live streaming service, Waterford GA, in partnership with Nemeton TV. And we had that hello as well, once again, to Aisling O'Donnell from Clashmore, who is watching in Toronto. Of course, daughter of well-known Liam O'Donnell, who's on stewarding duty somewhere here in Fairfield this evening. Ballyduff going forward there. Owen Murray on his knees, gets it back out though as far as he's wing forward. Andrew Casey, and Casey gets this one on target, dissects the post. That's the third of the evening. Second of the evening, I should say, sorry, for the UCC student. Ties up proceedings, 8-all. Even Stephen here in Fairfield. Between these two proud clubs. Battling out for the Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup. Brian O'Halloran tries to get on this ball for Clashmore. Lovely pick up by Brian. That familiar style. Turns back inside though and threw it up in front of Fanon Murray. Good work rate by Fanon. Back to Ballyduff Upper, and their centre back Shane Carney off his left hand side. Showing well for this one is Kevin Casey. The giant capital flicking away from him. That's excellent play there. Good full back play by Jason Seward. And it's flicked off him, and the linesman on the far over side is Martin Kern, I believe, and that is going to be going out. Martin was here earlier on for the Junior A decider as well. That great battle between Colligan and Turin, with the Rockies coming out on top by 2 points in a titanic tussle. That was a chop there, loose Hurley, well spotted. Bang on cue there, right on the spot is Tom Mansfield, and it's going to be a free in chance for Clashmore to get their noses in front before they go in for the half-time break, or I suppose before they come to the stand for the half-time break, with no dressing room still in operation, of course. As we watch Luke Coughlin, the Clashmore corner forward. Had a great underage career, of course, with Clashmore, winning numerous titles in both football and hurling, and certainly in his first year at adult hurling is proven to be a big hit. The umpires look at each other to say that looks good, and they like it here underneath us as well, the Clashmore Kinsalebeg. It's a fifth of the evening, 4 frees now for Luke Coughlin, 1 from play, and it's Clashmore Kinsalebeg who are edging this one by 9 points to 8. Referee calls for the ball. It's half time in this Western Intermediate Hurling Championship. Even Stevens, some great scores, great passages of play from both sides. We said it was going to be close coming into it. It's proving to be just that. So we will all take a bit of a breather here at half-time in Fairfield in this Western Intermediate Hurling Championship title. It's Clashmore Kinsalebeg edging it at the break. Luke Coughlin with 5 points, 4 of those coming from frees and 1 from play. He's been their main shooter. Ballyduff Upper with the Casey's, Andrew and Kevin on target with 2 each. Mikey Carney has been kept very quiet so far by Sam Fitzgerald, who's doing a really good job on him. So that's where we'll take a bit of a breather here. It's half-time in this Western Intermediate Hurling Championship final, coming to you live from Porky Ariker. Clashmore Kinsalebeg 9 points, Ballyduff Upper 8 points. Casey gets the hand pass inside as far as he's centre forward. That is Kevin Casey, the giant captain, going for the opening score. It's on target from Kevin Casey. Good move there from Ballyduff Upper. Now here for Ballyduff, they're certainly playing this short ball game. Will it have an end product? Jamie Carney would like to think so. It certainly looks good from here. It's over the bar. Good patient build up there by Ballyduff. Association with Nemeton TV. Mikey Carney drops the hurley, gets it back to Fanon Murray underneath our commentary position. Looks good. It's an opening score for Fanon, son of Finton, of course. And gets some latitude. He's getting an awful lot of room out there and seems to be drifting out the field, going for his second score. But that one has gone to the wrong side of the post, and it's a second wide for Ballyduff Upper. But it's a brilliant ball in top of James O'Leary. Leaves it though for Paul O'Connor. He's the danger man. 45 metres out. Turns to his trusty left-hand side and fires it over the bar. Opening score for O'Connor. The Landscape Pace Championship, the Glamour Championship they call it, the Western Intermediate one. Tig de Borca, he'd love to win another medal this evening, and with that score he's certainly going to put his side certainly in with a good. Casey going forward, flick pass back outside as far as Conor Murray. And Conor Murray looking at this from a commentary position. It is good, it's the first of the evening for Conor O'Leary. Another flick pass, he probably could have opted for the shot there, but it may work out. Brian O'Halloran into the equation, super score, looks good from here. Brian O'Halloran, brilliant patience there from Clashmore. Space for his brother Andrew Casey. The Caseys combine, and together they combine with a great score there. Huge effort from Andrew Casey. That's his. The referee is happy enough to wave play on. It's 8-3. Pop pass inside. Bit of time for Luke Coughlin. He's on the 21. Right hand strike is over the bar from Coughlin. He's on fire this evening. It is 8-6 according to our recollection. That's the first from play for Luke Coughlin. Ballyduff Upper looking for a swift response though, and that looks good. It's a really good score there from Ballyduff Upper. Somewhere here in Fairfield this evening. Ballyduff going forward there. Owen Murray on his knees, gets it back out though as far as he's wing forward. Andrew Casey, and Casey gets this one on target. Dissect Okay, right. Good, yeah, thanks for that, Trish. And you're very welcome back to Fairfield. Second half underway, and Clashmore Kinsalebeg straight into the attack going forward there. He's Edmund O'Halloran, wins the free there. Referee says just calm that down. And there is an early substitute, or a half-time substitute, I should say, for the men in the black jerseys this evening. Darren Foley makes his way into the team, and he's coming in place of John Prendergast. Not sure whether Darren, in fact, he has gone into the edge of the square there. He's certainly capable of wreaking havoc if that quality ball goes into him. All eyes now on Luke Coughlin. He's just inside. He's 65, Ballyduff upper 65. Looks to have pulled this one. Unfortunate from his point of view. He has missed 3 frees, but has nailed 4 and got 1 from play as well. 9 points to 8. Clashmore edging this Western Intermediate Hurling Championship final. Coming to you live from Porky Aricker here in Dungarvan. Mikey Carney picks it up. Lovely diagonal ball to Conor Murray, and Conor, you just knew by the way he turned away and looked at that ball that it was gone to the wrong side of the post. 6 wides now, I think it is, for Ballyduff upper. And Clashmore Kinsalebeg clinging on to that 1 point lead, 9 points to 8, but still a long way to go. Of course, they won the Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup just 2 years ago with that cracking win over Ballysaggart. Ballyduff last won this title, of course, in 2005, but they've been plying their trade in senior up until last year, of course, where they were relegated by 4 Mile Water. They dearly love to get back to the top flight, but I'm sure Clashmore will have other ideas about that. Good use of the hand pass here by Ballyduff, and Shane Carney relieves the pressure for the men in white down into the corner. No, nobody there. That's going to be mopped up all day long for Brian Lynch. Going to play it. Cuts inside. It's good play by Brian. Lovely flick pass inside as far as he's centre back, Tyke de Borca. Tyke has this one, tries to break out with possession there. The arm is held there from Owen Murray, who looks to the referee to say, what could I do? But Tyke is so good as well at driving out, isn't he, and drawing those fouls as well. Off his right hand side, pumps a huge one into the Colligan River end of Fairfield. That's going to land right on the edge of the square there. Bat it down. Who's first reacted? Falls to Darren Foley, and just flicked away from him and booted forward by Seamus Hannon. Bit of latitude here for Sean Casey. Gets that hit into the back. Referee has the hand up for advantage. Ballyduff are going to make this count, and they play on with it. Seamus Hannon tries to get it down the line as far as Fionnán Murray, showing well for that ball ahead of his man. Lovely flick pass back as far as Oren Leamy, the fullback, off his right hand side, down into the corner, looking for Sean Hickey. This guy has pace. Lovely take by Hickey. Turns to his left hand side. Difficult angle, but that is a little bit too difficult even for Sean Hickey. Won it well, just took on his man and just drifted as the flags looking just underneath us, a slightly kind of wave in the breeze may beginning to pick up, but other than that a really still evening, and bit of sunshine as well. Out now for this Western final. Edmund O'Halloran, brilliant fielding by the farmer. He's blocked down though, and Ballyduff up are going to turn this one over. Owen Murray prods it forward as far as Mikey Carney. He's yet to score from play. Is this the moment where he comes to life? And that one is short from Mikey's point of view, into the waiting arms of Mark McGrath. He sprays it out as far as Decky Allen. A bit of space for him on the far overside, off his left hand side. Diagonal ball. Looking for O'Connor inside, but sticking to his task there. Ballyduff are battling well for that position. It's flicked down the line. As far as Shane Carney, he has time to look up, and off his left hand side sprays it down the line, looking for the run of the centre forward. That man is Kevin Casey, the giant captain. Gets inside his man, offloads it, prods it back out. Ballyduff up are playing a keep ball. It's back as far as Owen Murray. Referee, I think, had a hand up for the advantage. And just keeping an eye on the Eastern action. Looks like they may be heading to extra time there, because it's level between Dunhill and Ballyduff Lower. 118 to Dunhill, 2:15 to Ballyduff Lower, with 28 minutes gone in the second half. So we'll keep you updated on that one as well, of course. County final next weekend, of course. And this free is going to be taken now by the Ballyduff upper corner forward, Mikey Carney, the inter-county man. He's yet to score, believe it or not, on this final. The block layer, of course. Huge scores coming into this final, especially in the St. Mary's quarter-final win, of course. Big contributor, I should say, to last weekend's win over Shamrocks, where they racked up 132. Mikey Carney, though, drills that one right behind it in our commentary position here as the sun begins to come out, and it'll probably be difficult enough for a few positions now here in Fairfield. And it's all square in the Western Intermediate Hurling Final. 9 points apiece between Ballyduff upper and Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Puck out comes from Mark McGrath, drops it down top of the 65 metre line, bypasses a cluster of bodies there. That sun will make it difficult for players as well, you feel, in this second half. Down the line for Kevin Casey, I should say, the giant captain, off his right hand side, looking for a man in the centre. That runner is Murray, or Casey I should say, just flicked away from him. Good play by Danny O'Mahony, the cornerback. Falls back as far as Casey again. Lovely flick pass into Mikey Kearney, bearing down on goal. He goes in the 21, flick pass outside as far as Sean Hickey. Will he take his point? Brilliant hurley there, brilliant defending. I think it was Killian O'Keefe who blocked that one down. That was great defending, and brilliantly picked up here by Ty de Borca, relieving the pressure for Clashmore. Plays it to Edmund O'Halloran on the 45 metre line. Off his right hand side, looking for the run inside of Coughlin, his cornerback. Both defenders are both finding it hard to see with the sun there. Luke trying to prod that one forward, but Jamie Hannon sticks to his task well and offloads as far as his centre back. Shane Kearney holding that centre well and getting on the ball, relieves the pressure for the men from the far west. Down on top of the brilliantly plucked out of the air there. Great fullback play, just as I say it, given away by Seward there. Ballyduff Upper could profit here, and they may well punish this. They do so, and it is Andrew Casey who pops it over the bar. Jason Seward had all the hard work done, won the ball, pass went astray, falls to Andrew Casey. Can't afford to give him chances like that. Ballyduff Upper shoot it back into the lead, and again a sharp puck out here by Casey. It's intercepted. It's goal by Sean Casey there. The short puck out, great when it comes off, I suppose, not so much when it doesn't, and Clashmore would be furious with that one. Intercepted by the lively Sean Hickey, who's getting on a lot of ball. He scored many goals for Ballyduff Upper underage over the years. He's scored a big one here in adult hurling tonight and in the Western hurling final. Huge momentum changer, you feel, and puts Ballyduff Upper in the ascendancy. Good hit there, fair hit the one. Conor Murray tries to prod it down the line as far as the brother Owen. Aidan Tree sticking with him. Murray goes down the line, looks for the run inside of Mikey Kearney. He's saying give me the ball. Tree sticking to his guns, does well. Great battle here between number 18 and 12, and in the end Murray gives away the free. Great battling there by Aidan Tree to overturn possession, and that'll be a relief for Clashmore. I'm sure they'll want to get the ball back down the field now. That was a huge score in this game. Sean Hickey brilliantly finished as well. No chance. Mark McGrath drilled it low across the goal into the far corner. Huge score, a huge goal in this Western Intermediate hurling final. It's going to be a free in now for Clashmore. And all eyes on Luke Coughlin going for his 6th of the evening. And that's fired over by Luke Coughlin. He's 6th of the evening, 5 coming from frees. That was bread and butter stuff on the 21 metre line, and it's back to a 3-point game. That goal separating the sides. The goal coming, of course, brilliant finish there from Sean Hickey, early stages of the second half. 110 to 10 points, Ballyduff Upper lead. And again, referee Tom Mansfield says Fanon Murray there. There's a little high there on the shape of Edmund O'Halloran. Both players just going over to tap each other to say good battle. It certainly is a good battle between these two proud and traditional clubs. Who's going to make it to the county final next weekend? Mikey Kearney. Thomas Welch, the linesman, just getting in a position right behind this to get a proper view of it. The officials in the new green jersey this evening. And you're judged by the action of Mikey Kearney as he ran away from that free to say that ball has gone to the left and wide. Clashmore Kinsalebeg will be hoping to win this puck out now and get back into the game. Mark McGrath going to launch the puck out now for Clashmore. Down top of Edmund O'Halloran, he goes into the clouds and holds. Super take by Edmund O'Halloran, the farmer. That drives it back with interest, and you can tell by the reaction beneath us here from the subs. That's a super score. Inspirational stuff from Edmund O'Halloran. Caught that well. Oh, soared up into the clouds, and then huge effort by Ed O'Halloran. What a player, what a score. 110-11 points. He's first of the evening. He's hurling really well at Lorna Porca. Edmund gets a hurley to this. It's picked up by Aidan Tree. Clashmore growing back into this game to Decky Allen, the army man, going for another one from distance. Has it the distance? It just drops into the waiting arms there of McCormack, the goalkeeper, but pressurising him. Good work by Paul O'Connor. He's bleeding for steps. Referee waves play on. Prodded down the line. Well taken here. Super fielding by Conor Murray. Conor gets it inside as far as Hannon. The diagonal ball, I should say, from Jamie Kearney. Putting Ballyduff back on the attack, may fall here for Fionnán Murray. Battling with him though is Cillian O'Keefe. That's good play by Cillian. Gets it down the line as far as James O'Leary. Was that into the back? Referee says it was. Good play by O'Leary. Both sets of sides coming deep for the ball, getting on it. And fairness to Tom Mansfield too, he's leaving the play flow as well. Blowing, I suppose, when there is obvious freeze, but really contributing to what's been an entertaining decider so far. We hope you're enjoying it wherever you're tuned into tonight's live stream, in association with Waterford GA and Nemeton TV, based out there in Onrine. Thanks to Eamon as well, who's on camera this afternoon, or this evening even. Busy weekend as well for him. That one hops in. It's gone all the way and into the net. Goal for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Long delivery from Tig de Porca. I don't think it touched anyone from here. Bounces there on that AstroTurf, and you know when the ball hits there that it's likely to end up anywhere. I'm sure they'll have a bit of debate in Clashmore over that one tonight, but I'm going to credit it to Tig de Porca. Clashmore go back into the lead. 111-110. Picked up by Edmund O'Halloran. This game has really sparkled to life in the second half. Brian O'Halloran sprays it inside, looking for the run of O'Connor. He's out in front of his man, shows well. Beautiful touch, has support outside in the shape of Foley. He doesn't need it, he goes solo. Is this to make it a 2-point game? It's hanging, it's over the crossbar. Super score from Paul O'Connor. He's second of the evening. You can see that radar is certainly beginning to work now. What a turnaround there. Looked as if Ballyduff were gaining the momentum, but Clashmore really fighting back into this game. Second of the evening for O'Connor. 112-110. Picked up by Ballyduff upper. They're going forward on the far overside. Referee said there was a pull down there and a chance for them to shoot into the lead. We credited that goal to Tig de Porca from the free. 112 to 110. 41 minutes gone. Just having a bit of debate even over the goal. I'm sure you probably caught it better in your own screens at home or wherever you've your whatever you're hooked up to this evening. I don't have the benefit of a replay here, but I think it went all the way from Tig de Porca. And the full-time score in the Eastern Intermediate Hurling Final is Dunhill 120, Ballyduff Lower 2 goals and 18 points. So narrow win there for Ballyduff. So thanks indeed, Pat, for that. That's a big, some will say it might be a surprise, but a huge result there for Ballyduff Lower. I'm sure they'll enjoy that tonight. They won't go too mad, of course, with the county final next weekend. So thanks indeed to Pat Casey, Western Board Officer, Western Board Secretary, of course. Danny O'Mahony makes his way off. He put in a really solid shift, and coming in is going to be Adam O'Sullivan, wearing number 28, part of Benji Whelan's senior football squad, of course. Danny O'Mahony makes his way up, worked really, really hard. Always a player who leaves everything out in the field. Darren Foley trying to battle here with Murray there for Ballyduff. Flicked away. It's good hurling by Darren. Brian O'Halloran tries to prod it forward there. O'Halloran has the ball. He's on the past the 65-metre line, jinking this way and that. Off his right hand side. This one is just going to drift, I'd say, to the wrong side of the post. Well wide there from Brian O'Halloran. He'll be disappointed with that one. Timmy O'Keefe, former county secretary. Killian's father, of course, gone off to make a few phone calls. Maybe talking to someone down on the line to try to employ maybe tactics. Cillian O'Keefe has it, prods it back. It's a good hand pass there. Back as far as he's full back, a bit risky, but Clashmore come away with it. Good play by Seward, the guard, out as far as James O'Leary. Flicks it forward as far as Decky Allen. First touch leaves him down. It's intercepted, turned over by Sean Casey. He goes forward. Another hand pass in as far as Casey, the centre forward. That's Kevin Casey, the joint captain, who has it though. Tig de Porca, and just pull back there. The amount of ground he's covering as well. He's like a magnet. The ball seems to follow him everywhere, but he's in the right position as well. He knows where to be. And just in case you missed that as well, that huge result, of course, for Ballyduff Lower. They've won the Eastern Intermediate Hurling Championship title. The full-time score from Welsh Park. Ballyduff Lower 218, Dunhill 120. A narrow win there for Ballyduff Lower. That's a huge win. They go through to the county final next weekend. Who will they be playing? We should have the answer in the next 16, 17 minutes or so. Or will we be heading for extra time? I'm sure Clashmore would like to win it normal time, and if Tig de Porca has his way, he would. But that one is just pulled left and wide there. 9 wides now, I make it for Clashmore. Gets on with it very, very quickly there, but it's too quickly according to Tom Mansfield, who says, look lads, go back, wait for the whistle. (112 to 111). We'll be having the water break. The water break in the second half very, very shortly indeed, but it's really even Steven, little or nothing to choose between those sides. Between these sides, Edmund O'Halloran goes high, fails to hold that one though. He's had a really good game at Lorna Porca for Clashmore this evening. Ball battle for possession here. First to pick it up is Decky Allen. So good at reading that breaking ball. Look who's on it again. It's Tig de Porca. the man with the red helmet, off his left-hand side, looking for the run of Coughlin inside. Just bounces a little bit too far ahead of Luke there. Good hurling there by Ballyduff upper and Shane Hannon. Lovely ground stroke, gets it back as far as Seamus Hannon. Moon Tour to Moon Tour. Ballyduff on the far over side. Killian O'Keefe battling hard there. It's prodded down the line. It's by Conor Murray. Bit of space here now for Kevin Casey, the centre forward, off his left-hand side. The angle shot gone to the wrong side of the post, and Ballyduff will be disappointed with that one as Tom Mansfield calls for the water break in the second half. It's Clashmore Kinsalebeg still edging it 112 to 111. Very, very tight here in Fraherfield. Cracking game, cracking contest. We said it would be close. It's certainly proven to be that. And we do hope you're enjoying the action as the water bottles are thrown out by both sides. Chance to get the sup of Ishka. Might even take us up ourselves after a busy day here in Fraherfield of divisional finals, and hats off the divisional board as well for running off these championships. It's been fast paced, but you know you're playing week on week, you know your set schedule, and it's really contributed to what's been a glamour championship. It's always a glamour championship, but some cracking contests over the last couple of weeks, and we do hope you're enjoying this one. 112 to 111, Clashmore Kinsalebeg edging it. 46 minutes gone in Fraherfield. Tom Mansfield certainly not hanging around this evening to say, look lads, come on, get on with it. So 15 minutes or thereabouts, plus whatever Tom will decide to add on to decide the destination of this year's Western Intermediate Hurling Championship title. The Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup, of course, Clashmore Kinsalebeg secured it 2 years ago. They dearly love to bring it back to Clashmore this evening and look forward to a county final meeting with Ballyduff Lower next weekend. Or will it be the battle of the Ballyduff, the Ballyduffs next weekend? Of course, Lower have won the East with that narrow victory over Dunhill. We'll follow the play now. It's 111 to 112, narrow lead for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. And the puck out is going to come. I see Decky Allen makes his way off for Clashmore. What a shift he put in. No, he's taken up the refereeing over the last couple of weeks. Busy on the board in Oakfront, of course, with various championships. He's our latest night of the whistle. There's a few new ones, so we hope all is going well on that front. But he's still well able to hurl as well. That ball goes forward there. Sam Fitzgerald arguing with Thomas Welch to say it hit him last. He's not too happy with that decision, but he's going to have to get on with it. No arguing with Tyler there, the inter-county referee. And there's a bit of battling there between Morris McNamara, who came into the fray there, and Edmund O'Halloran, getting a bit of get to know you. Well past that stage at this stage though. Down the line as far as Sean Casey tries to get on it. Mikey Carney in there as well. Or waiting for the break, I should say. Being policed and being marshalled really well by Sam Fitzgerald all evening. Flick, hand pass out there as far as Casey to centre forward. Will this carry? It certainly does indeed. Kevin Casey pops it over the bar. Third point of the evening for Kevin Casey, and we're all square here in Fraherfield. It's 112 apiece. I think there has been a couple of changes there. Alan is going to fill us in those last couple of changes here as we keep an eye on things. And the ball is picked up now by Ballyduff. Lovely diagonal ball, a bit of space here for Casey again. He got the last one, and he's got the latest. That's good movement there from Kevin Casey. Fourth of the evening now, I make it for him. That's a good score. Thanks to Alan as well for keeping us updated there. 4 points now for Kevin Casey. Battle for possession now. We'll follow the play. It's picked up on the far overside by Fionnán Murray. Good use of the hand pass. Gets it back as far as Carney, the centre back. Another hand pass out as far as Jamie Carney. Shane to Jamie. Down the line as far as Casey. He's shown well in the second half, wearing number 11, the giant captain Kevin, of course. Tries to prod that one down as far as Brian O'Halloran, but good covering there by Ballyduff and McNamara. That's a bit of a late tackle there. Referee is happy enough to leave the play develop. Edmund O'Halloran just took his eye off it for a split second, and it was enough for Fionnán Murray to enter the equation. He tries to get a flick on it there. Was that a bit loose? Yes, says Tom Mansfield. It's going to be a free. You could see the way Fionnán, in fairness to him, were right behind this one as well. It was just a little bit too loose. You have to, I suppose, be winning the ball if you're going in one-handed like that. Maybe with the referee's hat on me on one or two of those ones maybe as well, but you can have your own arguments at home over this one. And we do hope you're enjoying it. It's a real battle. We said it would be a dogfight. It's certainly proving that. It was very hard to call during the week. Both sides put in huge preparation. John Toomey and Maurice Geary, of course, with Ballyduff Upper, and Michael Kelleher, of course. Pao O'Riordan, of course, and the gang with Clashmore. Ed Beresford down there as well. What a stalwart he was back in the day. Now plying his trade as a selector, and that one dissects the post. It's a huge score there from Clashmore Kinsalebeg. 113 apiece. I think it was Ryan O'Halloran that took that free. I just took my own eye off that one. We'll follow the play though. It's back at the other end of the field. There's a battle for possession here. There's a cup at stake here this evening, and there's a place in the county final against Ballyduff Lower up for grabs. Tom Mansfield says, look lads, we're going to throw it in. There's too many bodies around there. The Slither not breaking out. So it's going to be a throw ball. Extra time, of course, if we're still level. 10 minutes to go. I wouldn't rule it out at this stage. You're going to get value for money this evening on your live streaming service. Cummaloo Clasquel Port Lorga in partnership with Nematon, Television Nematon out there on Rhine. It's going to be a free in there, and again as it broke, Ballyduff Upper were just quickest to react. A loose swing there and a chance for Mikey Carney to get his just the second point of the evening. He's got a free already. He's got no score from play, which is testament to the job that young Sam Fitzgerald is doing on him. I'm sure his dad Peter will be delighted with that. I'm sure he was happy with Kilgobnitz winning the Junior C yesterday as well. As that one dissects the post, it's over the bar. Second point for Mikey from a place ball, and Ballyduff Upper shoot back into the lead. 114-113. 51 minutes on the clock here in Fairfield in the Cumra Isle sponsored Western Intermediate Hurling Championship Final. Adam O'Sullivan first to react. That's good play by Sully. Gets it on the first attempt off his left hand side. Reels away, punches the air with delight, knowing it's on target. He's made a difference upon his introduction. Super score by Sullivan. Has that in his locker, of course. Super score there. Off his left hand side. I'm sure his dad Pat, watching at home, was delighted with that one. 114 apiece, 52 minutes on the clock. Brilliantly fielded on the far overside by Clashmore. James O'Leary, I think it was. He goes to ground. Seems to have got a bit of a knock there, but we'll follow the play. It's picked up by Ballyduff. Forward now as far as Andrew Casey, the joint captain. Slither on the hurley. Back Ballyduff seizing for options there. Brilliant work right there. A combination of Brian O'Halloran and James O'Leary. Turn it over for Clashmore. Brian trying to get on this one. That's good play by the centre forward, coming really deep. Referee has a hand up for advantage. Will O'Halloran make it count? Slither glued to the hurley. It's a high one. It's a dangerous one in around the square. Batted out by the goalkeeper. Clashmore there too, but Ballyduff, good hurling there. I think it was Oren Leamy who got the first time pull to it out as far as his corner back there. Jamie Hannon. Brian Ramsey is on for Clashmore Kinsalebeg as well. Thanks indeed for that, Alan. Ramsey, of course, who got those two famous goals against Ballysaggart a couple of years ago in the when Clashmore won their first ever Western. I'm sure he'd love to get a few scores here tonight as well. Ball down to the corner. Sean Hickey, the goal scorer for Ballyduff earlier on, going forward off his right hand side. Oh, brilliant score there by Sean Hickey. Umpire goes for the white flag. Got some latitude, cut inside, and off his right hand hit that ball over the score. That's a superb score. Down on top of Edmund O'Halloran. Ballyduff Upper lead 115-114. Brian O'Halloran did well to get a bit of took it off the toe early there of Conor Murray as he shot from distance. Carney with the effort there, and that's a superb score, and Ballyduff just beginning to find their feet now. He's got the last two. Super score there, first from play to come from Carney. Sam Fitzgerald doing a really good job on him, but I suppose Carney is always going to get his opportunities, and he has that prolific finishing ability about him as well. Brilliant score there, and it's a 2-point game, 116-114 as we head down the home stretch. Well, we still have a bit to go, 116-114. Picked up by Jamie Hannon, tries to go forward there, policed well by Edmund O'Halloran. And it is going to be a line ball to Clashmore right underneath us here in our commentary position in Fairfield. Line ball goes short, picked up, will fall for Adam O'Sullivan. He's got one there earlier on, he's going forward. He'd love to add a second as he pulled down. Referee waves play on. Sullivan loses possession, picked up now by Fionnán Murray. Prods it across as far as Mikey Carney, who seems to be coming out the field, coming more and more into this game. After him is Sam Fitzgerald. Another hand pass outside. Was it a late tackle there? Referee waves play on outside as far as Casey. Umpire going for the white flag. Casual enough about it, but he'll do that. I think it's young Stephen Donovan down there was here earlier on, of course, as well for the junior decider. And that's a brilliant score. Morris McNamara on target there for Ballyduff. He'd be delighted with that one, I'm sure. Ballyduff subs, and I see John Jackson, the county board treasurer, underneath this will be delighted with that. Chance for Ballyduff over. Ramsey go forward, next shot. Goal for Clashmore. Broken side. We said give him a sniff and he'd bury it. He's got one, and we're all square here. Brian Ramsey, broken side. The net is billowed, no chance. Michael McCormack, and the goal poacher Ramsey gets it. 2-14 to Clashmore, 1-17 to Ballyduff for all square. What a finish, what a goal, what a game. Mikey Carney trying to get it forward, picked up by Sam Fitzgerald. He's really hurled well in the Clashmore rearguard, prodded forward by Darren Foley. Brian O'Halloran, dead centre of the field, looks for options, turning and twisting, has it outside. James O'Leary going for a huge one to put Clashmore into the lead, but I think that's drifting by Leary, the plumber. It's had a huge campaign for Clashmore and worked really hard, as have both sets of sides, and they've really contributed to an exhilarating and exciting decider. We hope you're enjoying it. That was a brilliant goal by Ramsey, well taken. Cut inside the defence, it bounced nicely for him. First time into the hand. The net was rattled. Brian Lynch sticking to his guns there and battling really hard with Sean Hickey. Aidan Tree back as far as Lynch. The UCC man, of course, busy on cool camp duty during the week. We're in the aforementioned, of course, at Clashmore. A great week out there, although we did lose 2 days due to the weather, but we had 3 cracking days, and that ball is a little bit wasteful there from Clashmore. It's gone out harmlessly out over the end line. See Pat Kiley of Dungarvan is the umpire down there. 56 minutes on the clock. All eyes will be on the additional time as well. There probably will be a few minutes. Are we going to go to extra time? You never know. 117, 214, all square in this Western Intermediate hurling final. Jason Seward prods it forward to Brian O'Halloran on the 65-metre line. Has some space here. Battling after him though, Mikey Carney. Inter-county man after another former inter-county man off the hurley. This will be some score if it goes over. The umpires are right behind it. Gone to the wrong side of the post. I think that's an 11th wide now of Clashmore Kinsalebeg, nearly after losing the wide counts, because you can't take your eye off this one. That short puck out was so nearly intercepted there, but Shane Carney does enough, prods it down the line. First touch leaves Andrew Casey down. Edmund O'Halloran will drive it back down with interest. Clashmore Kinsalebeg, they've only 2 men inside their own 45 though. This one is going to be mopped up with Ballyduff over, but their first touch leaves him down. Ramsey is in there again, it's flicked away from him, but it's good pick up there and a bit of relief by Shamey Carney. Gets it out to his opposite wing back, that's Seamus Hannon. He relieves the pressure for Ballyduff. Covering back there are Clashmore though. That's a good hit there. Referee's happy enough with it. Ty DeBorca on his knees or on the ground. He can pick it up either way. He's a super hurler. Tries to spray this ball over the scoreboard side. Ollie Drummy is underneath there. So too is Luke Coughlin. Brilliant pick up by Luke from the angle. Coughlin, they point to the score. Point to put up the white flag. Super score by young Luke Coughlin. That's his 7th of the evening. That the second to come from play. It could be a crucial one. 2:15, 1:17. Clashmore Kinsalebeg in the lead. Down as far as Sean Hickey. Sticking with him is Brian Lynch. He's on the 45-metre line. Cuts back inside. Off his right-hand side. Will it curl insufficiently? Goalkeeper underneath it. That's good goalkeeping by Mark McGrath. He gets it out. He just didn't really have a look where he was sitting it there and gave Brian O'Halloran too much to do. It's driven back with interest by Hannon, the wing back. A huge one all the way. Dropping in. Mark McGrath gets early to it. Over the bar. Equaliser for Ballyduff upper. Super score there by Seamus Hannon after Mark McGrath, just that puck out drifted a little bit too far beyond him, and it's all square here in extra time, or sorry, in normal time I should say. I'm thinking about extra time, getting a bit ahead of myself. Darren Foley went to that ball, looked like he's after pulling the hamstring. We'll follow the play. It's driven back in by Ballyduff upper and Carney, their centre back Jamie. He's got one already, and Darren Foley just pulled up there as he went for that ball. It did look in a bit of bother as he went for it. Not sure whether it was a hamstring injury there. Johnny Flavin, I'm sure will have a good look at him. I think he's signalling to the line as if to say he'll play no further part. Looks like Paddy Prendergast has been called in. Former county minor footballer, of course, and he's a very prominent hurler as well. Has won underage titles with Clashmore Kinsalebeg over the years. Gets a bit of word of advice there from Ed Beresford. Of course, part of that team, Clashmore Kinsalebeg team in 2000 when they won the junior hurling title the Millennium year, and incidentally they were trained that year by Shamey Hannon of Ballyduff upper, thanks to Clashmore Kinsalebeg and Dish Oak, Western GDA, Barry Dunn, who fed me that information during the week there at the cool camp, during the lunch break we might add. We'll follow the play. It's 1:18 to 2:15. It's all square in the Western Intermediate final. Hard pulling, clash of the ash here in far field. Picked up by Sam Fitzgerald, turning and twisting, trying to burrow his way forward there. As far as Edmund O'Halloran, will he get it on the second attempt? His cousin Brian comes in to help him. Mikey Carney playing a bit of hockey with it on the ground. Beautiful pick up by Carney. Has support ahead of him in the shape of Morris McNamara. Got that crucial score. He's going forward. They're pleading for steps. Referee waves play on. Down into the corner as far as Hickey. Crossfield ball. As far as Fionnán Murray. will get there, going to get there ahead of Aidan Tree, but Tree is a sticky player. Finnán bounces the ball to Hurley, tries to go inside. He'll have a lot to do to try and get past Tree here. He's on the 45 metre line. Low ball inside, looking for Carney. Flicked away from him by Tig de Borca. Referee says it was high. Tig thought he won the ball. He went to ground. Referee says free in.
3 minutes additional time.
And both sets of sides, we can only hear the subs, of course, with no crowd, but I'm sure you're pucking a few balls at home as well, wherever you're tuned into this live streaming of the Western Intermediate Hurling Final. Thanks to the County Board and the Nemeton TV. A big shout out as well to Eamon, our cameraman, who's had another busy weekend of live streaming. But we do hope you're enjoying the service, and it's great to be able to bring it to you live from the Farr Field. All eyes on Mikey Carney to put Ballyduff up there into the lead at a crucial stage in the Western Intermediate Hurling Final. He makes no mistake, it's over the bar from Mikey Carney, the block layer, the fourth point of the evening for him. And we'll follow the play. Clashmore will have to respond. Driven back with interest though by Ballyduff Upper, picked up by Jason Seward. Gets support there from Tig de Borca. There's a battle for possession here, and Clashmore coming out with it. And Killian O'Keefe offloads it as far as Aidan Tree fails to hold it at the first attempt. Policing him is Fionnán Murray. He gets a flick away. That's brilliant play by Murray. Picked up by Sean Hickey, the goal scorer from earlier on. Prods it back as far as the midfielder, Sean Casey. Bit of space for Casey on the far over side, off his right hand side. Dangerous one for Mark McGrath to deal with, but does very well and takes it outside as far as his wing back. That's Brian Lynch. Down the line as far as Sam Fitzgerald, two of the youngsters on this Clashmore Kinsalebeg team. Sam is going forward. Sam is tripped on the 45. Chance for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Drew it well. Sam punches the air. And I think Tig is going to have a crack at this one. Thomas Welch, bang on cue, just tells him, yeah, that's fair enough. Don't go any further, Tig. I'm sure Mikey Carney as well will trying to be policed out of it there, said Edmund O'Halloran, and tell them, go on, don't be standing in front of that. Tom Mansfield just having a word there with Conor Murray to say, retreat the requisite distance, given the 13 metres. We're into the 3 minutes of additional time. 61-45. Tig de Borca over the bar. We're all square here in Farr Field yet again. 2-16 to Clashmore Kinsalebeg, 1-19 to Ballyduff Upper. Super score by Tig de Borca. 1-2 now, I make it for Tig. Got that goal, of course, from the free, which went all the way earlier on. What a crucial score it was at that point. Aidan Tree, Clashmore Kinsalebeg won't want to go extra time. They'll want to win it in normal time. Falls to Luke Coughlin, turning and twisting, but he was just hooked there. Brilliant work rate, and who was it by Mikey Carney? But it's missed. Chance for Paul O'Connor off his left hand side going forward. Great blocking there, great defending by Ballyduff Upper. Combination of Jamie Carney and Seamus Hannon. They have possession, they're going forward. You can't take your eyes off this one. It's a cracker. We hope you're enjoying it. A bit of space here. Plenty of room for Conor Murray. He's inside the 65 going for what would be the winning score, but that's tailing and it's going to be dealt with all day. Mark McGrath polices it out over the end line. We're into the last, I make it 30 seconds or thereabouts, plus whatever Tom Mansfield. Will he decide to play on? Are we heading for extra time in this Western Intermediate Hurling Championship Final? John Toomey, I see him down the line, the former Ballyduff great, of course, won a senior with him when they beat Ballygunner on that famous day below Welsh Park. Plucked out of the air superbly by Shane Carney. He puts Ballyduff Upper back on the attack. Battle for possession here between Killian O'Keefe and Kevin Casey. O'Keefe does well, that's good play by Killian. Flicked away off him. Line ball, says Thomas Welch. Tom Mansfield has a look at the watch. I think by the way he's looking, we could be heading for extra time here in Farr Field. 63 minutes are gone. Tig de Borca makes his way over to take this one. Okay. And the clock was running the water break, so we have about 2. It was actually carried on from the water break. The clock on your screen, so thanks lads for pointing that out. But with that, it is blown and the referee calls an end to the Western Intermediate Hurling Final. We're after a busy day. I'm after a busy day. I'm not sure whether there's another 20 minutes in me. I'm sure there is though. I'm only kidding you, there certainly will be. It's been a cracking game here in Farr Field. Tig de Borca with that long range goal. That was a superb goal which got Clashmore back into it after the earlier goal from Sean Hickey, as he billowed the net for Ballyduff Upper. Then Clashmore, of course, came back into it, and I was about to call him Aaron Ramsey. I thought it was Arsenal were playing here for a second, but Brian Ramsey, of course, with the goal for Clashmore. He got it 2 crucial ones against Ballysaggart a couple of years ago. That gave them the impetus to push on. A couple of great scores as well from Luke Coughlin, but at both ends, it's been end to end. It's been a thrilling contest. And we do hope you're enjoying it. So we will take another water break. Well, this was a bit of a breather here. The full-time score after normal time in this Western Intermediate Hurling Championship final. It's Ballyduff Upper 119, Clashmore Kinsalebeg 216. But don't go anywhere. We're going to have 2 10-minute periods of extra time. And if we're still level at that, I believe we will have a penalty shootout here in Fairfield. It hasn't happened in any contest so far. Could we be heading to penalties this evening? The way the drama has unfolded, you'd never know. But we will have 2 10-minute periods of extra time. Cracking contest. Ballyduff Upper 119, 216 to Clashmore Kinsalebeg. And I think here in the press box, indeed, Eamon upstairs, we're going to take a bit of a water break as well. And I'm sure wherever you're tuned in at home, you're getting your value for money this evening. The Waterford GA live stream in association with Nematon TV. So we'll see you there in a few minutes, or chat to you in a few minutes even. And hopefully Eamon as well has the machine well oiled, and hopefully we'll get another 20 minutes out of him very shortly. Good morning. So we are refueled and ready for action. Welcome back to Fairfield. Can't take your eyes off this one. We're into extra time in the Western Intermediate Hurling Final between Ballyduff Upper and Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Brian O'Halloran with an early chance there to get the first score in the extra time, but that's gone to the wrong side of the posts. Really came into his own. The second half really livened up. We had those goals, of course. Sean Hickey with the Ballyduff Upper goal, then Ty DeBorca with the long range free as it hopped on that AstroTurf below the net, and then a brilliant finish as well from Brian Ramsey for Clashmore. The puck out taken now by Michael McCormack, the Ballyduff Upper goalkeeper. Drops down the centre of the field, picked up well there by Sean Casey. That's good hurling by Casey, driven back with interest there by Ballyduff, and Conor Murray in top of the full forward line. Battle for possession here. Killian O'Keefe, he's hurled really well for Clashmore at corner back off his right hand side. Bit of space here now for Paddy Prendergast, brother of John, of course, and Paddy opens the shoulders. Huge one down on top of Ramsey and O'Connor inside. They're danger men in that Clashmore full forward line. Good goalkeeping there though by McCormack. Read it all the way and got it outside. Tried to get it to Seamus Hannon, but intercepted by James O'Leary. Well cut out. Bit of space here now for Paul O'Connor off his left hand side. Scoreboard side of Fairfield to put Clashmore back into the lead. Over the bar from Paul O'Connor. Super score. Good vision by O'Leary there. Clashmore Kinsalebeg shoot back into the lead. 2:17 to 1:19. 2 10-minute periods we will have of extra time, of course. And you're certainly getting value for money this evening. We do hope you're enjoying the live stream of this Western final in association with Cumann Lucas Square Port Loriga and Nemeton TV in on Rhine. See Declan Hickey there, the Clashmore Kinsalebeg chairman, making his way down. He's pucking every ball here this evening. Pucking the ball now though. It's Sam Fitzgerald and he's pucking it over the bar. Opening score for Sam, a man who loves to get forward. He's been doing a great job with Mikey Carney at one end. He's really came to life there with that score. Super score by Sam Fitzgerald. 2:18 to Clashmore, 1:19 to Ballyduff. Puck out comes from Michael McCormack. Drops on top there. James O'Leary goes high for that ball, tries to field it. Picked up by Seamus Hannon. Knocked off him though, and it's going to be a line ball. Line ball will be to Ballyduff on the far over side of the field. Mikey Carney underneath this sideline just throws the flag over, out of the way over there. Martin Kern is the linesman, man from Shanafubble on the far over side. Sean Hickey goes high, doesn't hold up, breaking ball, favours Edmund O'Halloran. Good play by Edmund, tries to burst out of possession, looking for the free, but he gets it back as far as his centre back, Ty DeBorca, has hurled a whirl of ball, as he always does for Clashmore this evening. Beautifully taken there by Paul O'Connor, gets some latitude off his right hand side. This to give Clashmore a 3-point lead, over the bar from Paul O'Connor. Super score, that's 4 now for the evening. I make it from Paul O'Connor. He's really on form this evening. That ball just came up into the clouds ahead of his man, put it over Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Certainly their fitness levels are beginning to show here in this first period of extra time, but there's just 3 minutes gone in that period, but they lead by a goal, 2:19 to 1:19. A cracking Western Intermediate Hurling Final coming to you live from the Fairfield. Darren Foley underneath us just seems to have the leg strapped there, a hamstring injury he picked up. So unfortunate, of course. We don't like to see any player getting injured, but wish him a speedy recovery. Indeed, at this stage as well, I'd also like to wish our own colleague PJ Coffey the very best of luck, who picked up that nasty shoulder injury there late on. A wholehearted defender, had a super game, and is after having a super year. We just extend our best wishes to the great PJ. The ball is picked up inside by Clashmore. Going to go forward there, and referee hands out there. Luke Coughlin was trying to buy the free there. Tom Mansfield wasn't buying it though. It's picked up by Seamus Hannon for Ballyduff. Prods it down the line as far as Sean Casey. Good tackling there by Clashmore and Adam O'Sullivan. He's worked really hard upon his introduction. Plays it down the line. Bit of space here for Ballyduff Upper and Andrew Casey, the giant captain on the far over side. Huge one by Casey, dropping in around the square. Could be a dangerous one. From Murray pulls first time. Brilliantly blocked there. Great defending. Killian O'Keefe, I think, was got it in the way there. It's good defending because it broke first time to Fanon, who did the right thing to let fly first time in the ground. O'Keefe stood his ground. It's going to be a 65. There hasn't been too many 65s this evening. Thomas Welch, the Mayor Lena, just going in to mark that one as Michael Kelleher, hands on hips, urges his charges on. I know he does a lot, has done a pile of work with Clashmore over the last couple of years. Of course, won him that intermediate 2 years ago, Western title, narrowly lost to Clonea. Is he going to lead them to another Western title this evening? Their second in 3 years. It will be some achievement. I'm sure Ballyduff Upper will have other ideas though, and Mikey Carney, as he drills that one and dissects the post. It's a good score by Mikey, the block layer. 5 points now he's come into it. Most of those have come from frees, but he's really growing into it. But you have to credit Sam Fitzgerald as well. They've had a right out battle. He was the one they were telling me during the week that would be team to Mark Mikey, and that's how it's transpired this evening. Puck out. Breaking ball onto it first time. Brian O'Halloran. He's beautiful to watch when he breaks onto that ball at full flight. Shortens the grip in the stick. This to restore a 3-point lead for Clashmore. Over the bar from Brian O'Halloran. Super score there. His dad Billy, of course, a selector down underneath us, will be proud of that one. Just broke onto that ball at pace, shortened the grip in the stick, and Clashmore Kinsalebeg restored their 3-point lead. 5 minutes gone in the first period of extra time. Ball underneath our commentary position here. Brilliant defending there by Tyg de Borca. Wins it back from Andrew Casey. Was he pushing the back? Referee says play on, but look at the way Tyg dances away from that tackle there. Slitter glued to the come on, and pass though, just as I say it, gives it away. Sean Casey, bit of time for Casey, but Tyg comes back in to get a super hook, picked up by Mikey Harney. The diagonal ball on the far over side, looking for Kevin Casey, the giant captain. Has the run here on Killian O'Keefe if he can cut inside. He does cut inside, off his left hand side. Oh, that was very close over the crossbar from Casey there. Kevin Casey cut inside. Mark McGrath was glad, I'm sure, that didn't drop down an inch or two lower. It's back to a 2-point game. 121 Ballyduff Upper, 220 to Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Of course, Ballyduff Upper did win silverware the other night when they won the Western Junior B title with that win over 4 Mile Water. They'll play in a county final next weekend, where they play Clonay. It is, yeah, Clonay won the East, and we do say well done to Kilgobna and Tramore as well, who won the junior C deciders over the course of the weekend as well. As that ball is pumped up inside, and on the back there, Tom Mansfield right behind that. I think it was Killian O'Keefe there, the guilty party. Looks at the referee, but I think 9 times out of 10 when the forward does go down in that situation, usually get the benefit of the doubt. That's what's happened there, and Mikey Carney is going to line up this free for the men in white. Ballyduff Upper, of course, wearing their chain strip this evening, the white jerseys. Clashmore Kinsalebeg in the black jerseys. That was owing to the fact that both teams had a lot of red on their traditional jersey, and that's what we were told anyway coming into this one. Mikey Carney. Should be routine enough for the Ballyduff Upper forward, and he makes no mistake from that one. That's a 6 now for Mikey Carney. 220 Clashmore Kinsalebeg, 122 Ballyduff Upper. Just 2 points between the teams. 3 minutes to go to the first period and extra time. It's been a busy day for Tom Mansfield, who of course took charge of Passage and Mount Sion earlier on, so his fitness level is going to be tested here this evening. That ball is prodded forward there. Who's going to win it? Possession so crucial. Flicked away there, and Ballyduff Upper have it. Clashmore going forward, up picked up by Sam Fitzgerald. That's good blocking though by Ballyduff. Kicked forward again. It's picked up by Paul O'Connor, or Adam O'Sullivan I should say, of Clashmore Kinsalebeg, who have a few of the white helmets there. That's going forward there. It's going to be a free, says Tom Mansfield. The shoulder was illegal. Seemed to be a frontal tackle here. Sam Fitzgerald doing the calf stretches there. I suppose there's going to be a few fellas now get cramp, I suppose, and so on, as Martin Kern just telling the Mayor Camones, excuse me, and Mayor Ishka's on the far over side. That go back, lads, hold your spot. Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup is down underneath us. Where will it be heading this evening? Mikey Carney has a chance to level up proceedings here. Dermot Flynn makes his way across the Ballyduff Upper clubman, of course, doing great work at the underage level, and of course proud Ballyduff man. That one just to the wrong side of the post. Bit of relief there for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. They're still holding on to, clinging on to that 1 point lead. 220, 122. We'll have the additional time very shortly for the end of the first period of extra time. Thomas Welch just going in to check that with the referee, Tom Mansfield. Tom says get on with it. Hope you're enjoying the third of our live streaming games this weekend. It's Waterford GA in partnership with the Nemeton TV. Sam Fitzgerald, he's got one super score already in the second after calling for steps, but prods it forward. Bit of space now for Adam O'Sullivan. He's got one earlier on. Is this a second for Sullivan? It's over the bar. Super score from Adam O'Sullivan. Great vision as well by Sam Fitzgerald, and that's a super score by the man they called Sully. Certainly well capable of dissecting the posts. I'm sure they're happy with that one back in Clashmore, and indeed in Kinsalebeg. Battle for possession here, just directly underneath our commentary position. It's picked up by Fionnán Murray. He's hurled really well for for Ballyduff, but he can only prod it forward as far as the waiting. Tyg de Borca, who drives it back with interest, looking for Coughlin and Paul O'Connor, who just get the mixed messages there, and the interceptors could be turned over though yet by Edmund O'Halloran. He's going forward. Ed has it. Has his cousin Brian ahead of him, but Ed opts to go solo off his left hand side, off the hurley. Was he caught late? It'll be a super score. You know by the reaction of the Clashmore subs underneath. Ed Beresford has a quench of the fist there. That's a superb score from Brian O'Halloran. Father Jack, of course, will be proud of that one at home. I've no doubt he's pucking every ball. That was a super score by the farmer, Ed O'Halloran. Loves to get forward off the hurley. Goalkeeper could only watch it sailing over the bar. Up goes Ty de Bourke and Hole, soaring into the clouds here in Fairfield. Tries to prod it forward there as far as Sullivan. It's cut out by Ballyduff upper. May work out though for James O'Leary. Prods it forward. Bit of space for Brian O'Halloran. 65 metres out. Brian O'Halloran. Umpires are behind this and it's signalled wide there by Pat Kiley. Referee doesn't decide to add on too much injury time, and there wasn't, to be fair, much injury time in that first period of extra time. It's Clashmore Kinsalebeg though, who have the initiative. They're 3 points to the good, but 3 points is very little, I suppose, in the game of hurling, especially the modern game. There is still 10 minutes to decide the destination of this year's Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup, who will be going forward to play Ballyduff Lower in the county final next weekend. They edged out Dunhill in a cracking final in the east. Ballyduff Lower getting over the line there. Who will they be facing? Will it be Clashmore Kinsalebeg to get to their second county final in 3 years? Of course, narrowly beaten by Clonade 2 years ago. I'm sure they'd love to get back there. Ballyduff will have a thing or two to say about that though. Officials out in the centre of the field, they're getting a bit of a breather as well. It's been a long day, long weekend, and long couple of weeks, of course, for the referees, with so many matches at a board and oak level and adult level as well. And hats off to all the boards as well, who've been brilliant, I suppose, in organising the fixtures. It hasn't been easy, but it's been great to be back at it, I suppose, in what are still strange and unprecedented times. But look, we'll all do our bit and keep it ticking over. And we do hope you're enjoying the live stream. Thanks to everyone as well for their feedback during the week. And indeed, thanks to everyone who's texted myself as well on the well done messages on our own victory with Colligan in the junior hurling final earlier on. That's much appreciated, guys. We're waiting a while to win it, but another big one to come in the county final next weekend, where we'll face a really excellent Tramore side who were hugely impressive in the junior Eastern final yesterday, where they edged out Rome Moore in another cracking decider. So we're looking forward to that very much next weekend. It's going to be county final weekend. Of course, the senior final is going to be between those neighbouring clubs, Ballygunner and Passage. Not many people fancied Passage against Mount Sion earlier on, and they say it was a turn up for the books, but I tell you, when you have Passage bet, you have a lot of work. You have a good day's work done, and Michael Welch in their charges hugely satisfied, I know, with that win earlier on. It's going to be a local derby decider next weekend. Ballygunner looked hugely impressive and will be strong favourites entering that final next weekend. It was hard to even predict who were favourites going into this one. Perhaps maybe Ballyduff Upper with the senior experience, but Clashmore Kinsalebeg are a proud club as well. They won this title 2 years ago. Ballyduff Upper, of course, were previous winners of this title in 1964, the inaugural year, 1975 and 2005. Alan Kern underneath us here. I'm sure he's pucking every ball here this evening as well. Second period of extra time is underway, picked up by Brian O'Halloran. Going forward, still glued to the hurley. He seems to be getting that extra bit of energy. Wherever he found it from, I don't know. High into the clouds. Will it curl sufficiently? You know the way he's heading back into position. That it's good, and it was good from our commentary position as well. 223 to 122. He was captain, of course, 2 years ago when Clashmore won this title. Are they going to be lifting another title this evening as the floodlights come on here in Fraherfield this evening? Fionnán Murray wins it back off Aidan Tree. That's good play for Fionnán going forward. Heavy tackle there by James O'Leary. Fouled. And he just hands the ball to Mikey Carney to say, Mikey, put this over the bar and let's get back out into our positions. It's a 4-point game. Clashmore Kinsalebeg lead. No water breaks, of course, in the additional time, in the extra time, so it's just going to be a straight 10 minutes. Plus whatever will be added on by the Raytor, Tom Mansfield from Fan Cappoquin. Mikey Carney, 45-metre line. Standing in front of him, hurry up, is Sam Fitzgerald. That's a decent strike by Mikey Carney. He gets it on target, it's over the bar. Good score there by the block layer. I think it's a 7th of the evening now for Mikey. He'll be happy with that one. Thanks indeed to Padraig Nolan, who just texted us, Western Board and Oak chairman, a man who was on duty here earlier in the line as well. He's watching the live stream and says it's fantastic entertainment and great commentary as well. So, Carvino for that. Padraig, glad you're enjoying it. Glad you're enjoying your few hours off, and good to have you tuned in. 223 to 123. Clashmore Kinsalebeg lead. 11.5 minutes gone in the second period of extra time. Could have even confusing to be saying that myself up here. But all eyes now on Ty de Bourke. What a hurler. Just he's reading of the game tonight. And I know you've picked that up as well, probably in your screens at home or on your laptop or your iPad, wherever you're watching it. anchors that centre back so well. They're calling it to be wide, and the umpires do agree with the Ballyduff lads. As a few have made their way in the far side, or they're on a van in the far over side. O'Rourke's, of course, I see him there on the far side with the green and red Clashmore Kinsalebeg flags, the proud green and red colours. They weren't going to miss this evening's action. Great entertainment. Morris McNamara to reduce the deficit, and that's over the bar. That's a good score by McNamara. He's second of the evening. 223 now to 124. 2-point game. Dangerous lead in the game of hurling. I can tell you that. I can appreciate that. Super score there. He just got possession of that sitter. In fact, I think it was Stephen Malumphey. Apologies, Stephen Malumphey, who's on the field for Ballyduff Upper. The white helmets causing confusion again for myself this evening. Good score though by Stevie, the Waterford senior hurling selector and the former Waterford captain. 223 to 124. He's into the fray for Ballyduff Upper. Brian O'Halloran is well in the fray. He's on his game this evening, looking for Coughlin inside. Good policing there, good defending by Ballyduff Upper. Battling hard for possession there is Owen O'Brien, I think it is back there. It's a battle for possession. Tom Mansfield happy enough to wave play on here. It's just inside the 13-metre line. Who's going to come out with this one? He's having a good look of it. He's happy enough to leave the play develop. Clashmore Kinsalebeg looking to secure possession in the corner. Picked up by Fionnán Murray. Is he pushing the back? Referee waves play on. He tries to burrow his way out of there. It's very close to the end line there. Umpire has his flag up for a 65. That's Jerry Tobin down there. He's had a busy day as well. And Thomas Welch is going to go out to mark this 65. I think Fionnán Murray is down there where Cramp gets assistance there from Jerry Tobin. Good to see that. I suppose the issues of cramp will be certainly coming into fruition here this evening. A lot of running done that ground as well as in good nick as well. It's pretty, after drying up I suppose with the rain during the week, but credit to Ollie Drummy and all involved in the community employment scheme here in Fairfield, the FOSS scheme, for having the field in tip-top shape. 5 minutes I reckon of the normal time to go, but we are in the second period of extra time in this classic Western Intermediate hurling final. Will it be classic from Clashmore? That one has drifted wide though. It's gone to the wrong side of the post from Tide de Burke's point of view, and both sides have been guilty of a couple of long range wides as well, but on an evening like this evening every chance can't be taken, but every chance crucial. But it's been great scoring so far. Look at the scoreboard, 223 to 124. You say to yourself, this has been a good one. We hope you're enjoying it. It's been a good one for Brian O'Halloran and for Clashmore Kinsalebeg so far. It's been a good one for Adam O'Sullivan, going for his third point of the evening. They're right behind it, they nod to each other. Super score from Adam O'Sullivan. It's his third point of the evening. He's been on fire since his introduction. An exhibition of long range point taking by both sides here this evening. That's a third for Adam O'Sullivan. Ball breaks at the other end of the field, picked up here. Go backward is Killian O'Keefe. That's good play by Killian. Off his right hand side, looks for James O'Leary outside, fails to get it on the first attempt. Battling with him is Stephen Malumphey. Good ground hurling strike there, but only gets it down the line. As far as Sean Hickey, the goal scorer for Ballyduff. Brilliant switch of the play for Fionnán Murray, but reading the play well read by Aidan Trehy. Works in the meat plant, of course, the APB man, of course, with Billy Devine. That's a huge one by Brian O'Halloran from the centre of the field, but it dissects the post over the bar. Super score there by O'Halloran. He's on fire now. Billy is dancing a jig almost below the line with that one. I'm sure his Uncle Eddie will be happy with that one as well, the former Clashmore stalwart. Brilliant play by Brian Lynch with the hurley pass. Flick pass far as Edmund O'Halloran seems to be limping, but he's put in a monumental shift to Lorna Parker this evening. Adam O'Sullivan goes forward. Adam O'Sullivan is fouled. Free into Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Trip there going forward by Shane Carney. And it's going to be a free in for Clashmore, of course, Ballyduff. Went to extra time last weekend in their defeat of Shamrocks, 132 to 24 points. Clashmore Kinsalebeg, they seem to have that extra pep in their step and that great energy, and their fitness work has been exemplary this evening. Luke Coughlin, what a year for him in his first year with adult hurling. Is he going to win a Western Intermediate hurling medal? It's looking good from Clashmore's point of view, but they'll know they'll need to keep on going till the final whistle. 16 minutes on the clock. 2:25, 1:24. Luke Coughlin. Oh, just drop hit that one. Of course, he has to flick the ball on the ground. It may still work out for Clashmore. Adam O'Sullivan goes inside. Beautiful sidestep. Good footwork by O'Sullivan. Tries to prod it forward there. Ballyduff standing their ground. Sullivan still goes forward there. The referee said there was a trip there on the wing-back, Jamie Carney. Just Coughlin missed the pick up on that free. John Prendergast is down underneath us as well. And Clashmore Kinsalebeg, they're going to reintroduce Decky Allen, the Army man. No doubt he won't be struggling for fitness. He comes back into the fray, and the man making way, I think it's James O'Leary who's coming off, trotting off. He put in a massive shift, James O'Leary there. He comes off. The plumber worked his socks off as he always does. Gets a pat in the back there from Ed Burris for the scene underneath him to say, well done, James, what a shift. He tries to urge his team on. Won an intermediate medal 2 years ago. Is he going to win another one this evening? They're certainly looking good. Ballyduff will have other ideas though as they try to go forward. Fionnán Murray, it's taken off his toe by Aidan Tree. He is no Hurley. He's a good footballer, good soccer player as well. Down the line as far as Brian Lynch. Lynchy tries to break out with this one. That's good play by Lynch. He has that extra bit of energy as he goes down the line. Off the Hurley. Diagonal ball. Super play by Brian Lynch looking for the run of Coughlin inside. Battle for possession here with his marker. Ballyduff come away with it though. And the referee says there was a foul there on Hannon, the cornerback. Oran Leamy is going to get on with it quickly. Ballyduff upper have to get on with it quickly. Space on the far over side now for Andrew Casey, the joint captain. They need this one. He's going to drop it in around the house, is he? Mark McGrath's underneath it. So too is Ty de Borca. Into the clouds. Goes high and holds. Super stuff by de Borca. To Brian O'Halloran. Has come really, really deep for this ball. Plays it down the line now. As far as Ramsey, the goal scorer, they're telling him to hang on to possession. Back as far as Adam O'Sullivan. He's got 3 so far. Blocked down, may fall for Luke Coughlin. Fails to get it on the first attempt. This ball is just pushed off him. They're pleading for a free inside, but it's recovered by Ballyduff and Shane Carney off his left hand side. Sprays it across the field. As far as Casey, they need to get the ball down forward now. Clashmore back there, numbers 2, but look where they hit it, only into the waiting arms of Ty de Borca. He's going to get this one. The amount of ground he's covered and touches he's got, absolutely unbelievable. Tries to get it outside though, but he's under a bit of pressure. Brian O'Halloran, look where he is, wearing 11, but back in a corner back position. Decky Allen goes high and holds, tries to evade that tackle, tries to go down the line, plays the ball to Hurley. He has to use possession here, tries to spray it across the field. That'll probably do from the Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Race for possession between Paddy Prendergast and John Hickey. This is unbelievable stuff here in far field. It's picked up by Hickey off his right hand side. Flick pass, Hurley, brick flick almost, back as far as Jamie Carney. Drives it back on interest, putting Ballyduff back on the attack inside as far as Kevin Casey, the centre forward. He's gone down forward there, pulled down Killian O'Keefe there. That tackle wouldn't have been out of place in the Aviva yesterday, but I'm sure it's as good as a score from a Clashmore point of view. 225 to 124. I haven't seen a board go up for how much will be added on as Declan Hickey and Alan Curran underneath us. They're pucking every ball. They want the full-time whistle, I'm sure, to go. Is it going to be a second Western Intermediate title in 3 years for Clashmore Kinsalebeg? What a scene, what a journey as well from Clashmore, considering they lost the first round to John Ryan. They've had a remarkable journey to get back here. They've worked really hard. Drilled over by Mikey Carney. He puts that one over the bar. There's still a couple of seconds. I think Tom Mansfield is coming over to Tyler here to tell him what's left. There's going to be a change there. Clashmore Kinsalebeg are reintroducing John Prendergast, trotting off. Making his way off is Luke Coughlin. What an effort from Luke. Is he going to win his first Western Intermediate hurling medal here this evening? Monumental battle by both sides, and we hope you're enjoying tonight's live stream. Big thanks to Eamon, our cameraman upstairs as well, in this Waterford GA partnership with Nemeton TV. Free into Ballyduff there. That was a push on the wing forward, Conor Murray. They'll have to drop this one in the round the house. I didn't see what was going to be signalled to be added on, but I think that's at the referee's discretion. 1 minute. There it goes. No made a one. Can't take your eyes off this one here in Farfield. And just looking at the Clashmore Kinsalebeg subs underneath us. They have to get a goal to force it, believe it or not, to penalties. Ball inside, flicked on, it's gone into the net. Goal for Ballyduff upper, deep into injury time. I'm not too sure who got the flick on there. Mikey Carney was in around there as well. It fell inside through a cluster of bodies. First time ground strike. 225 to 225. The drama here has been unbelievable. And it looks like we may be heading for penalties. I believe it would be the first time this has happened in hurling, and it certainly will. Referee blows the full-time whistle. Oh, Clashmore Kinsalebeg, they had it sewn up. Ball dropped in around the square from the delivery. First time ground stroke below the net. 225 apiece. I'm not too sure who got to go. We'll try and bring it very shortly. I know Mikey Carney was in around there. What a game. What a monumental effort from both sides. And you're certainly getting value for money this evening on your live stream. Coming Glasgow, Port Lorga in partnership with Nemeton TV. 5 penalties, I think it is, for the shootout. We'll bring you to that now very, very shortly indeed. But what a game. What a contest between two proud hurling clubs, and the Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup is going to stay sitting here for a couple of minutes. I thought I'd be back for a bit of dinner at this stage myself, but I think we'll stay put, and hopefully Eamon has still the energy upstairs to stay going. But what a monumental effort, and you have to credit both teams. End-to-end stuff. Never say die attitude from Ballyduff upper. They kept on fighting to the bitter end, and once the ball goes in around the square, you probably Clashmore. 5 penalty takers, I'm told. This is new to me as well from a commentator's point of view. We're all getting used to this. I believe it is the first club hurling game in Waterford that we have penalties. And the Western Board officers are just underneath. I think it is you hand the slip of 5 to 5 penalty takers and decide who's there. So might actually run out and check that with the referee. We'll do that in a minute. So we are going to take a bit of a quick breather, but don't you go anywhere. You can stick the kettle on or get out your few drinks or whatever you're at home or wherever you're watching this live stream. The Cumra Isle sponsored Western Intermediate Hurling Championship final has finished level after extra time. We are going to have a penalty shootout, 5 penalty takers from each side. Ballyduff Upper 225, Clashmore Kinsalebeg 225. What a rip-roaring decider. And yes, you're very welcome back to this live stream, Waterford GA in association with Nematon TV. And I think it's fair to say you've all got your value for money this evening. 2.25 apiece after extra time between Clashmore Kinsalebeg and Ballyduff Upper. And we are going to, I believe it's the first time this has happened in the Waterford Club Hurling Championship, a penalty shootout to decide the destination of this year's Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup. It's a tough way to lose a game, and just went out to check with the referee and the officials. So it's 5 designated penalty takers down in the Colligan River. In the scoreboard end of Fraher Field is the what's decided by the referee, Tom Mansfield. 2 umpires, of course, remain in their positions, and the 2 linesmen will be checking for, obviously you can't bring the ball inside the 21, so there is a bit of work, I think, in this as well. And just as a word with the 2 goalkeepers as well, Michael McCormack and Mark McGrath, who were heroic, as were all teams really, both sets of teams, who really emptied themselves. That late equaliser for Ballyduff Upper, just when Clashmore seemed to have their hands on the trophy, but they may well yet. But when penalties, could be a bit of a lottery, could be mistakes made, and the goalkeepers could be the heroes. So the floodlights were needed here in Fraher Field. I think that was a good call by Ollie Drummy, who's enjoying the action here. A busy day of action here in Fraher Field. Ballyduff Lower await the winners in the county final. Next weekend they had a narrow 1-point win, that narrow 1-point win over Dunhill. First penalty is to Clashmore Kinsalebeg, and to the inter-county man Tig de Borca. Got that goal in normal time when the ball hit the AstroTurf, and that's a super score. Left hand side of the keeper. Brilliant stuff from Tig de Borca. And the secondary school teacher based in Ballyoclea has put Clashmore in front by 1-0. And the penalty shootout here in Fraher Field. First up for Ballyduff Upper is going to be their centre forward Kevin Casey, the joint captain, another primary school teacher. He was really prolific for Ballyduff during the 60 minutes of normal time and the additional 20 as well, as we watch this penalty shootout. And something unique, I suppose, here in Fraher Field this evening. He just takes another step back there. Thomas Welch just making sure no one is going to break that line. Mark McGrath doing a lot of moving around the Clashmore goal. Vastly experienced goalkeeper, of course. Strike from Casey. Saved by Mark McGrath! Saved by McGrath! And that's a super save. It was a nice height. He still had a lot to do as was going into the top corner. Super save there by the Clashmore custodian. And could that be a big pendulum swinger in this penalty shootout, which was anything can happen. We said the goalkeepers were going to be influential. Mark McGrath read that one superbly and got across. Brilliant reflexes from the save from Kevin Casey and Brian O'Halloran. The former inter-county man, of course, what a glittering career he had with the Daysha. Has a chance to put Clashmore into a 2-goal lead. Low and hard. Back of the net from Brian O'Halloran. It's 2 goals now Clashmore have scored in their penalty shootout. Feels even weird saying that from the commentary position. Are they having a look here now about... Thomas Welch is, and Tom Mansfield. There's a lot of rules and regulations here as Johnny Flavin is going to go down. He might sort it out. It's back to a goal now from Clashmore, so I don't think that goal actually counts. I don't think there's retakes. I haven't the full list of rules here in front of me. So he obviously brought the line inside, brought the ball inside the 21. I'm not whether that count. So that wasn't a goal. That's overruled, overturned, whatever you want to say. We're learning as we're going along, even in the commentary box. Penalty for Ballyduff. Goal for Ballyduff. Shane Carney. It's a goal apiece in the penalty shootout. And it's all square here. Still all square in Fraher Field. 5 penalty takers. I'm not too sure what happens if they're still level after 5. And Brian Ramsey is up next for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. The lads are going to update me as well on the rules as we go along. Learning in the commentary box as well here tonight. Brian Ramsey, of course, scorer of that goal in the normal time for Clashmore. Tony Ryan trying to get some snaps here as well underneath us. The Garvin Observer, GA correspondent. Ramsey, low and hard, billows the net. There was a bounce on that one. I thought he had maybe done the wrong thing, but it deceived the keeper, Michael McCormack. And it bounces in. I'm sure he'll be relieved. The Clashmore subs are underneath us. Emer Barry is trying to keep him in positions there. I'd say, Emer, that's a tough enough job. As a word there with Killian O'Keefe and a smile. I see Tony D down there as well, and the Western Board Rooney, Tricia Welch, who of course handed the trophy over to her own son Colin earlier on, captain of the Colligan team, joint captain with Mark Flynn. That was a piece of history, I believe, earlier on. And all eyes now on Mikey Carney, the inter-county man from Ballyduff Upper. As McDarragh McDonagh makes his way in up here. Yeah, no, you're grand. All eyes now on Mikey Carney. 2-1 Clashmore lead this penalty shootout to decide the Western Intermediate Hurling Championship. We do hope you're enjoying it. You've certainly got your value for money this evening on the live stream. Waterford GA in association with the Nemeton TV. Mikey Carney's effort is saved. A second save by Mark McGrath. Is he going to be the hero? We said goalkeepers are going to be crucial. It was a tame enough effort by Carney, but he still had to put his body behind it. Kept the ball out. Clashmore lead still. 2 saves by Mark McGrath. Could he be the hero? Right. Jack O'Halloran, I'm sure he might have a heart attack by the end of this game. I'm sure he's watching every puck and urging his colleagues on. I'm sure he'll be glued to this one now as Edmund steps up. What a game. What a stormer he had at Lorna Porca. Now he has to take a penalty. Brilliant goal by Edmund O'Halloran, top corner. Roof at a net style. And he dances a bit of a jig on the style. He's a good dancer. I've seen him do a few moves inside in town a few nights. Not sure where they can go dancing tonight, but I'm sure they'll find somewhere if Clashmore can win this one. 3-1 as Ballyduff trot up their 4th penalty taker of the evening. I believe this will be Andrew Casey, their joint captain. And you're certainly getting value for money on the penalties as well. It's certainly interesting to see that and how it develops. 5 designated takers that are nominated have to be written down like the soccer. Handed to the referee. Martin Kern, the other linesman, gets a break, and the 2 umpires, Jerry Tobin and Stephen Donovan, have a break as well. Casey drills it in. McGrath nearly got there, but it was low on power. There was a bit of venom in that one, and it's gone in. 3-2. I see Brian Lynch underneath us. Hands on the head. If Clashmore score this one, they will win the Western Championship. That's what we're led, and that's what we're told, and that's what is correct. Mark McGrath, of course, with those 2 saves, and the man responsible for this one is Paul O'Connor. Clashmore won this title 2 years ago. Are they going to make it 2 in 3 years on a penalty shootout win? That would be remarkable, even to be saying that, but I suppose the times we're in, and the winners will face Ballyduff Lower in the county final next weekend. They beat Dunhill, a cracking final in the east, but I'm sure this one up west, it has matched it for entertainment value and for sheer quality. Paul O'Connor off the post. Oh my God, unbelievable. Michael McCormack was outstretched. That one hits the post. So if Ballyduff Upper score this, we're level. I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to ask what happens after this. I'm just relying on somebody to come in and tell me now. Sam Fitzgerald is there. So this is... yeah. So Fionnán Murray, if he scores this, we will still be level. All eyes will be on him. Son of Finton, of course. This is a crucial moment. 3-2, Clashmore lead. What drama. You can't take your eyes off this one. Floodlights are on here in Fairfield as the dark evenings descend. Fionnán Murray, this to keep Ballyduff alive. Billows the net. 3 goals apiece in the penalty shootout. I will find out what happens next. So we've just received clarification. You can probably hear us in the background there. That was McDarragh McDonagh, and thanks Mac for filling us in on that it goes back to the start of the 5 designated takers, like a sudden death situation. So it starts with Tig de Borca. If he scores, say for example he does score and Ballyduff Upper fail to score their penalty, Clashmore win the game. Again, these rules were emailed out, I think, and Trish Welsh has the folder underneath us. She's going to be making the presentation very, very shortly. Who'll she be handing the trophy to? And all eyes now on Tig de Borca. This is unbelievable. What drama. Here in Fairfield, it's fired over wide. Yep. Anthony Morris is the umpire down there, of course. He's had a busy day. He was in Welsh Park earlier on as well. Now, Fionnán Murray, who scored the last one for Ballyduff Upper, has a chance to win the Western Intermediate Hurling title for Ballyduff Upper. Mark McGrath moving around. It's a cruel way to go out, and you have to feel and credit both teams. The effort by Finon is saved by McGrath. Unbelievable. He went low and hard. He got one earlier on. That one is saved. Super save. We're still level. We move on to the next man. Well, I tell you, we could be here for the night in Fairfield the way we're going, but what drama. 21 minutes. I don't know why I'm even mentioning the clock now at this stage, but there's no need to mention that. Just look at the scoreboard, Gavin. So 3 penalties scored each out of 6. The goalkeepers have been remarkable. Michael McCormack of Ballyduff and the Clashmore Kinsalebeg custodian Mark McGrath. We'll keep an eye now on Brian Ramsey. He's one bobbled into the net earlier on. Of course, he got a goal in the normal time as well. And he's just been told to go back. Of course, it's so crucial now. Players can't bring that ball inside the 21. Thomas Welch is on the spot there. If anyone does that, they're going to be penalised. Brian Ramsey for Clashmore. Low and hard. Saved by the goalkeeper, Michael McCormack. Very, very close. The umpires do have to signal wide. That's to ensure that notify, I suppose, that the penalty is missed. And they have a chance to win it. Brian Carney gets his Ballyduff Upper. Mentors there. I see John Toomey. Tommy Burns down there, of course. Did so much with the Waterford Inter-County team as Mayor Ishkan, as a mentor. Water carry over the last couple of years as well. He'd dearly love to win this title. Shane Carney can win the title for Ballyduff Upper. Brilliant save there by McCormack as the effort from Ramsey. He puts it over. That's no good. You need goals in this game. We're still level. Unbelievable here in Fairfield. From wherever you're tuned in, be it Ballyduff Upper or Clashmore Kinsalebeg. I know we've tuned in Toronto as well, and worldwide. You're certainly getting value for money this evening. Edmund O'Halloran steps up. I'm sure Jack will be. He's probably off down the hall at some stage, early taking this one himself as he watches his proud son Edmund. I'm sure all of Clashmore watching on. And Ballyduff Upper, wherever you're tuned in this evening. We hope you're enjoying it. Big thanks as well to Eamon Ryan on camera and all involved in Comanduc Classquail, Port Lariga and Nemeton TV. Here's Edmund. Strikes it, so just didn't connect, and it's along the ground. And these are pressurised situations, in fairness to both teams. That it's not easy going in there to hit a penalty, especially after suspending so much energy in the 60 minutes and the additional 20 as well. Almost 80 minutes, we're nearly 120 minutes. So this one goes back to Andrew Casey, the joint captain, the UCC student. His dad Mossy, of course, did it all before for Ballyduff as a player and an administrator and as a selector, I've no doubt. He's pucking this ball as well. He's watching this one, glued to every puck. So 3 goals apiece scored. Some brilliant goalkeeping as well. If this goes in, Ballyduff Upper will win the Western Intermediate hurling title. Casey drills it. Goal! Goal for Ballyduff Upper. Ballyduff Upper win the Western Intermediate Hurling Championship. What a way to win it. A cruel way for Clashmore Kinsalebeg to lose. 4 goals to 3 on penalties. And Ballyduff Upper are in the county final next weekend. It's going to be the battle of the Ballyduffs next weekend. Lower against Upper. Clashmore Kinsalebeg out on their feet. Absolutely distraught. And the referee is just calling in, I think, both sets of keepers for a quick chat here. I'm not too sure, but what drama and what brilliant credit to both teams who literally, they gave absolutely everything. And Tom Mansfield has a word with the keeper there. He gets a tap in the back. Both goalkeepers were heroic there in that penalty shootout. Michael McCormack and Mark McGrath. But the winning goal comes from a penalty in the penalty shootout in the Western Intermediate Hurling Championship. Andrew Casey will be the hero in Ballyduff. But there have been many heroes, and there have been heroes on both sides this evening. An epic encounter. 2:25 apiece after extra time. In an epic decider, of course, between 2 proud and traditional hurling clubs. And I suppose it was brilliant to be able to be here to witness a penalty shootout. We hope you enjoyed the action. You certainly got value for money this evening. Big thanks to Eamon on camera up above. He's had an extended evening. He was in Welsh Park earlier, and it's been a busy day here in Fairfield. And it's been a cracking decider. So it's going to be the battle of the Ballyduffs in the county intermediate final. That'll be played, I believe, next weekend here in Fairfield. Lower, of course, won the East, a cracking win over Dunhill. And Ballyduff Upper have won this Western Intermediate title on a penalty shootout. Andrew Casey with the winning goal they're on a huddle underneath us now as well. We will have the presentation very, very shortly indeed. And both sides, you really have to feel for Clashmore. It's a cruel way to lose it, as Trisha Welch, the Cahirlock of the Western Adult Board, chairperson of Western Board, goes down to present the trophy. Of course, she handed it over to Colligan earlier on in the Junior A hurling decider. See Pat Casey, the Western Board secretary, out there as well, as Ballyduff are going to come up to get the trophy. What a way to win a game. We do hope you enjoyed the evening as Ballyduff joint captains come up. Andrew Casey and Kevin Casey, the Casey clan, well represented here this evening. See John Supple, the PRO of the Western Board, down there as well. Eugene Flynn as well. What a stalwart. He's certainly happy this evening, there's no doubt about that. And I suppose there's a quietness descending here, a bit like earlier on. It's weird, I suppose, getting the trophy without the crowds being here and that, but they're going to trot up and they're going to get the presentation, which is going to be done on the field now. Sean Byrne. Underneath us. Cracking decider here in Fairfield, and Trisha Welch is going to hand over the trophy very, very shortly indeed. But I suppose to sum it up, what can you say? It was an epic game, and in fairness, a cruel, cruel way for Clashmore Kinsalebeg to lose the Western Intermediate final. In control, heading down the home stretch. They were 3 points to the good. That late goal from Ballyduff of course, the ground strike. I believe it was Mikey Carney forcing the penalty shootout. You have to feel for Clashmore. We must say congratulations as well for Ballyduff. Pat Casey, the Western Board secretary, underneath us as well. We do hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream. Big thanks to everyone involved in tonight's viewership. I know we had a huge viewership, not just alone in the two clubs, but all around the county. And I know there's Ballyduff Lower lads were tuned in as well. It's going to be the Battle of the Ballyduffs. I'm sure there'll be another jersey change next weekend. So we'll have Trish Welch now going to make the presentation to the joint captains of Ballyduff, the Casey clan, Andrew Casey and Kevin Casey.
I wish Ballyduff all the best in the county final against the county match, Ballyduff Lower. So we'll be shouting for you this weekend. I'd like to thank the sponsors of the Western Intermediate Championship Comeride. Everybody here concerned keeping the Fairfield in tip-top condition. Debbie O'Keefe and Kirk Mitchell Highlands participants, Ollie Drummond. I'd also like to thank the officers of Western Board. And finally, thanks to Tom Anstey, Danny Duncan. Without further ado, I'd like to present the Raymond O'Brien Cup to the giant captains, Kevin Casey and Andrew Casey.
So the Ray O'Brien Memorial Cup is going to go back to Ballyduff Their first title since 2005. Intermediate trophy, that is, of course, relegated from senior last year. They're 60 minutes away from becoming a senior club again next year. I'm sure Ballyduff Lower will have a thing or two to say about that. We'll have a few couple of fuckle now from Kevin Casey. Looks like he's going to make the victory speech here on the Fairfield surface. Okay, nice words there from Kevin Casey as well, and no doubt those supporters in Ballyduff did enjoy it this evening, as you all did to tune in. So that's where we will wrap up here in Fairfield this evening. I think you have enough of listening done to me for one evening or for one day. Maybe it seemed a long game, but when there were two teams going at it hammer and tongs, you really, really appreciate the game of hurling, and I suppose we appreciate it even that bit more as well, being here this evening on a night like this. I know the crowd couldn't be here, but we do hope you enjoyed the action. The live stream brought to you Waterford GA in association with Nematon TV. Thanks to Eamon as well, as had a busy day, but he stuck it out and performed heroics up there on the in the crow's nest on the camera this evening. So for myself, Gavin Whelan, thanks very much for the company this evening. Ballyduff Upper are the Western Intermediate Hurling Champions this evening. 2:25 apiece between themselves and Clashmore Kinsalebeg. After extra time, Ballyduff Upper win the title by 4-3 in a penalty shootout. That's something you don't hear too often said in the game of hurling, but that's the times we live in, that's the way it is, I suppose. And they're getting their photo taken now. So for myself, Gavin Whelan, thanks for the company, and from Eamon above, Gurvmila Mahogov, Ballyduff Upper will take on Ballyduff Lower in the county intermediate hurling final next Sunday evening. Gurmagov. Casey gets the hand pass inside as far as he's centre forward. That is Kevin Casey, the giant captain, going for the opening score. It's on target from Kevin Casey. Good move there from Ballyduff Upper. Now here for Ballyduff, they're certainly playing this short ball game. Will it have an end product? Jamie Carney would like to think so. It certainly looks good from here. It's over the bar. Good patient build up there by Ballyduff. Association with Nemeton TV. Mikey Carney drops the hurley, gets it back to Fanon Murray underneath our commentary position. Looks good. It's an opening score for Fanon, son of Finton, of course. And gets some latitude. He's getting an awful lot of room out there and seems to be drifting out the field, going for his second score. But that one has gone to the wrong side of the post, and it's a second wide for Ballyduff Upper. But it's a brilliant ball in top of James O'Leary. Leaves it though for Paul O'Connor. He's the danger man. 45 metres out. Turns to his trusty left hand side and fires it over the bar. Opening score for O'Connor. The Landscape Pace Championship, the Glamour Championship they call it, the Western Intermediate one. Tig de Borca, he'd love to win another medal this evening, and with that score he's certainly going to put his side certainly in with a goal. Casey going forward, flick pass back outside as far as Conor Murray. And Conor Murray looking at this from a commentary position. It is good, it's the first of the evening for Conor O'Leary. Another flick pass, he probably could have opted for the shot there, but it may work out. Brian O'Halloran into the equation. Super score, looks good from here. Brian O'Halloran, brilliant patience there from Clashmore. Space for his brother Andrew Casey. The Caseys combine, and together they combine with a great score there. Huge effort from Andrew Casey. That's his referee is happy enough to wave play on. It's 8-3. Pop pass inside. Bit of time for Luke Coughlin. He's on the 21. Right hand strike is over the bar from Coughlin. He's on fire this evening. It is 8-6 according to our recollection. That's the first from play for Luke Coughlin. Ballyduff Upper looking for a swift response though, and that looks good. It's a really good score there from Ballyduff Upper. Somewhere here in Fairfield this evening. Ballyduff going forward there. Owen Murray on his knees, gets it back out though as far as he's wing forward. Andrew Casey, and Casey gets this one on target. Dissects the play, just I say it, given away by Seaward there. Ballyduff Upper could profit here, and they may well punish this. They do so, and it is Andrew Casey who pops it over the bar. Jason Andrew Casey can't afford to give him chances like that. Ballyduff Upper shoot it back into the lead, and again a short puck out here by Casey. It's intercepted. It's goal by Sean Casey there. The short down top of Edmund O'Halloran. He goes into the clouds and holds. Super take by Edmund O'Halloran, the farmer. That drives it back with interest, and you can tell by the reaction beneath the point. Thanks to Eamon as well, who's on camera this afternoon, or this evening even. Busy weekend as well for him. That one hops in. It's gone all the way and into the net. Goal for Clashmore Kinsalebeg. Has support outside in the shape of Foley. He doesn't need it. He goes solo. Is this to make it a 2-point game? It's hanging. It's over the crossbar. Super score from Paul. Being marshalled really well by Sam Fitzgerald all evening. Flick hand pass out there as far as a Casey to centre forward. Will this carry? It certainly does indeed. Kevin Casey pops it over the bar. Picked up now by Ballyduff. Lovely diagonal ball. A bit of space here for Casey again. He got the last one, and he's got the latest. That's good movement there from Kevin Casey. Fourth of the evening now, I make it. Adam O'Sullivan first to reactor. That's good play by Sully. Gets it on the first attempt off his left hand side. Reels away, punches the air with delight, knowing it's on target. He's ball down to the corner. Sean Hickey, the goal scorer for Ballyduff earlier on, going forward off his right hand side. Oh, brilliant score there by Sean Hickey. Umpire goes for the white flag. Got some. Brian O'Halloran did well to get a bit of took it off the toe early there of Conor Murray as he shot from distance. Carney with the effort there, and that's a superb score. And Ballyduff just beginning to after him is Sam Fitzgerald. Another hand pass outside. Was it a late tackle there? Referee waves play on outside as far as Casey. Umpire going for the white flag. Casual enough about it for Ballyduff. He'd be delighted with that one, I'm sure. Ballyduff subs, and I see John Jackson, the county board treasurer, underneath this will be like that. Chance for Ballyduff over. Ramsey go forward, next shot. Goal for Clashmore. Broken side. He's underneath there. So too is Luke Coughlin. Brilliant pick up by Luke from the angle. Coughlin, they point to the score, point to put up the white flag. Super score by Young. Brian O'Halloran, too much to do. It's driven back with interest by Hannon, the wing back. A huge one all the way, dropping in. Mark McGrath gets early to it. Over the bar, equaliser for Ballyduff Upper. But intercepted by James O'Leary. Well cut out. Bit of space here now for Paul O'Connor off his left hand side. Scoreboard side of Fairfield to put Clashmore back into the lead. Over the bar from Paul O'Connor. Super score. Hickey there, the Clashmore Kinsalebeg chairman, making his way down. He's pucking every ball here this evening. Pucking the ball now though. It's Sam Fitzgerald and he's pucking it over the bar. Opening score for Sam, a man who loves to get. Always does for Clashmore this evening. Beautifully taken there by Paul O'Connor. Gets some latitude off his right hand side. This to give Clashmore a 3-point lead. Over the bar from Paul O'Connor. Super score. That's 4 now. Breaking ball onto it first time, Brian O'Halloran. He's beautiful to watch when he breaks onto that ball at full flight. Shortens the grip and the stick. This to restore a 3-point lead for Clashmore. Over the bar from Brian O'Halloran. Looking for Kevin Casey, the giant captain. Has the run here on Killian O'Keefe if he can cut inside. He does cut inside off his left hand side. Oh, that was very close over the crossbar from... He's got one super score already in the second half. They're calling for steps, but prods it forward. Bit of space now for Adam O'Sullivan. He's got one earlier on. Is this a second for Sullivan? It's over the bar. Super score from Adam O'Sullivan. Has his cousin Brian ahead of him, but Ed opts to go solo off his left hand side off the Hurley. Was he caught late? It'll be a super score. You know by the reaction of the Clashmore subs underneath Ed Beresford. He seems to be getting that extra bit of energy. Wherever he found it from, I don't know. High into the clouds. Will it curl sufficiently? You know the way he's heading back into position. That it's good, and it was good from our commentary. They weren't going to miss this evening's action. Great entertainment. Morris McNamara to reduce the deficit, and that's over the bar. That's a good score by McNamara. He's second of the evening, 2-20, and for Clashmore Kinsalebeg so far. It's been a good one for Adam O'Sullivan, going for his 3rd point of the evening. They're right behind it. They nod to each other. Super score from Adam O'Sullivan. It's his 3rd. They have to get a goal to force it, believe it or not, to penalties. Ball inside, flicked on, it's gone into the net. Goal for